We're ready.
Well, because, it was then, it wasn't.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. It is 10 a.m. Today is the 19th day of August, 2026. We are in a meeting of the special meeting of the Commissioners Court. We're at the annex in Presidio. And would you please verify a quorum for me?
County Judge Joseph Portillo Jr.
Present.
Commissioner Precinct 1, Jerry Heiser. Here. Commissioner Precinct 2, Margarito Hernandez. Commissioner Precinct 3, Obed Garcia. Commissioner Precinct 4, Betty Knight.
Thank you so much. If we would stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And I'll open it up for public comments. Public comments. Hearing none, I'll move on to our routine agenda items. Agenda item number 1, discuss and take action to approve any budget amendments and or line item transfers. Very good. We'll move on to agenda item number 2, discuss and take action to approve the treasurer's list of claims and bills.
Morning, Commissioners. The amount of bills is $77,649.77. We decided to get some bills out of the way so that there are not so many in one commissioner's part. So that's why we brought some. That's why there's not that many.
Okay.
Now, the physical bills for the.
Yes, I remember too. Yes. Numbers. Oh, you're just for the $400? Oh, you're in the budget folder. Where is that? Okay. Great. And then click on that right there.
Yeah.
Any concerns on the bills, commissioners?
Nope. I'll make a motion that we approve the treasurer's list of claims and bills.
I have a second by Commissioner Hernandez. All in favor? How do you guys want to do this? We're going to move on to the regular agenda item, but we have guests here.
I say we take care of our guests.
Okay. I'm sure they're anxious to get back to Austin, to the real city.
But are they part of the whole budget?
I guess.
Then
They are going to be here just in case you have any questions about the health insurance. I think the court does have to give the court some time to look into it.
The silver plan.
Decided, so this, is about the renewal. for our health insurance plan and the post-retirement plan.
So I guess
Yeah, so it, you know. I think for budget purposes, there does need to be a decision today.
So it's, items 5 and 6.
Correct.
Commissioner, everybody okay with that?
Yes.
All right, so let's move on to, let me call to order agenda item number 5, discussion with possible action to approve the Texas Association of Counties Health Benefit Plan Renewal and other employee benefits effective December 1st, 2026. Good morning, Ms. Park.
Good morning. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late.
Oh, you're fine.
Commissioners, we have Mindy here, that came back with us. She is our consultant. We have Mark Stovich with TAC and Karen Jones also with TAC. We talked over the plan and, the last commission's report outlined some time to look into it. So I'll go ahead and hand it over to Mindy.
So we were discussing, just to refresh my memory, we were discussing about 3 different options.
Correct.
And then, and how to make it more, as least impactful as we can to the employees themselves, but recognizing that as the budget managers, we have to consider other alternatives.
So what we were looking at, originally we had, this page in your packet that showed your current benefit plan with the renewal rates. The renewal being an 11% increase.
Did you bring any more copies of that?
Not of this one in particular.
Do you have any? Do you have any? I'm sorry, I'm a paper guy. And I can walk across and make some copies real quick.
I have mine from the last meeting.
Yeah.
Actually, there's
isn't right.
there's 4 options, right?
I
Not
think,
3. There's the renewal.
Right, you could just renew as is,
Okay.
as your.
see,
Yeah, here you go, Judge.
you know what, you see, everybody's pulling their. Thank you. Commissioner Escondrias, you did, I don't think you had one.
No,
Nice.
It should be.
It's item number.
Right?
I'm number 5.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, so if you can humor me and just give us a refresher, and especially for Commissioner Escondrias, who
Okay, so, as a refresher, so the health plan renews December the 1st. TAC as a whole, for the pool itself had a 9.9% average increase. For Presidio County specifically, it was 11%. And your own individual claims have an impact on that. The average age within Presidio County is higher than the pool average, so that has an impact. So all those things work into your particular renewal. So your very first option is we can keep the exact same benefits we have, renew as is for December 1, and absorb the 11% increase. Okay.
And that actually has the lowest deductible and, office visit amount.
Correct. Any other options that we discuss from here would involve increasing deductible, possibly increasing the out-of-pocket maximum and the office visit code.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Thank you, Mindy.
thank you so much. So last year, we paid $614,000 and some change for insurance for our employees.
Roughly, yeah. Now
And-
that's based on 69 total employees covered.
Okay.
Of course, that fluctuates during the year.
Mhm.
Currently, I think we're at 71. So that's an estimate. on
And,
annual
and,
amount.
and if we keep the same plan with that 11% increase, we're looking at $682,603 and some change, which is a difference of what, 70,000 ballpark?
65, 70.
Okay,
About
Okay.
60, a little over 60.
very good.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, so from there, if we didn't want to do that, the next option would be changing our benefit plan to one of the three options listed, option one, option two, option three. So let's just look at option one first.
okay,
You'll see that that's gonna reduce your renewal rate to about an 8% increase to $802 per employee per month. Come on down to the middle of the page and let's talk about what it does to your benefits. It takes your deductible from the current $750 to $1,000 deductible. Once someone meets their deductible, then Blue Cross is gonna pay their 80% coinsurance, the members paying the balance, the 20%. When their 20% accumulates and adds up to another $3,000, then they met their out of pocket and they would be into 100% benefit. So you'll see that your total out of pocket is your deductible, $1,000, plus your coinsurance maximum, which is $3,000. So if we went with option one, employees currently have a $3,750 maximum out of pocket. Option one would move that to a $4,000 possible out of pocket in a planned year. Okay.
and it's only a difference of $20,000
Yes,
of net, I don't want to say savings, there is no savings here,
right,
but overall cost,
between the renewal and the
Right.
first option.
okay?
Okay. All right, moving to option two. This would lower your renewal to a 3.9% increase. And then let's talk about what it does to benefits. Takes your deductible to $1,500, your coinsurance maximum to $3,500. So now, if an employee had a bad year, their maximum out-of-pocket exposure would be $5,000 in that plan total. If they hit $5,000 during the plan year, then from there on, Blue Cross would cover 100%. They're all
How did you come up with 5,000?
I think it's 40.
1,545.
45, yeah.
You have to add the two. You have to add your deductible and your
Oh,
coinsurance.
Hey, can y'all? Well, I'm sorry, we can't see that. We're not
Because
seeing-
we're looking at this, it should be.
Oh, okay, so we have it in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, okay.
well, I think what she's saying, it's the 3,500 plus the 1,500.
Yes, it is.
That totals with 5,000.
Oh, for the coinsurance, I got it. I was
Yes.
looking at the 1,500 to 45.
So
Okay.
it's the, right,
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you.
okay.
And then you'll see the office visit copay goes to 30. Okay, and then option three, which would even be a little bit under your current rates. That's gonna take you to a $2,000 deductible, a $4,000 coinsurance maximum, so that's their 20% they're paying. Their 20% would be capped at 4,000. So you add those two together, and worst case, you'd have a maximum out of pocket of $6,000 on that plan. And then office visit copay steps up to 35.
So the increase to our budget for option 3 and option 2, do we know those numbers? Do we have it? Okay, because option 1 was an increase of 20,000. The renewal was an increase of what, Joe?
About 50,000. If we go with option one,
Yeah,
and then the next one, if we choose option two, it would still be an increase in our overall contribution
About 25.
by about 25,000. If we choose option 3, it stays it's $1,000. It's a push. It's almost zero.
It's what?
It's a push. It's 614,000 versus 613,000. Does changing, and I'm just talking out loud, don't kill me, nobody, don't throw rocks at me. What about the out of the office visit? We're increasing it. If even any one of the options is gonna go up $5 to $10.
Unless we stay with the renewal. If we just renew.
Right. But is there any room there? Is that more palatable, guys, to pay, say, $50 an office visit? Or does that leave everything leaves a bad taste in our mouths anyway?
So the lower the premium, the higher the deductible is gonna be.
Mhm.
The lower the premium, the deductible goes up, the out-of-pocket goes up.
Okay,
Yeah, the lower your rate, the cost, the premium, the more you're gonna move risk and out-of-pocket costs to the member, the insured person.
As our director Quincy would say, somebody's got to pay. And so if the county pays less, that transfers cost to the employee that they have medical care, so they want.
As the court may recall, when we were discussing this last week, my phone started blowing up from employees. And the feedback that I've gotten over the weekend is many employees would like to stay with the renewal because the office visit is doable and the deductible is doable. They have great concern with those deductibles moving up and the office visits moving up. And I did a lot of math this weekend. And so, you know, if we went with the renewal rate, then this court would have to take a serious look at if we want to continue with the Silver Care for retirees over 65 or not, because that's over $100,000, right?
Correct.
So don't shoot me, but my feelings are, I really like the renewal.
the straight renewal rate at 11%. And
And getting rid of
we absorbed the $70,000 increase.
well, it'll actually be a $30,000 savings if we get rid of the Silver Care plan.
Is
that's
that a viable option for us to get rid of the Silver Care?
Yes,
Yes, it's always been.
We've just been kind of little by little kind of.
Right. And I talked to, two of the retirees and they know that this has been coming and they are pretty much expecting it.
So Judge, I think, last budget, the post-retirees were on the group health plan. They had the same coverage that all the employees had. In order for the county to take a little bit of, like a cut, we moved them to a Medicare supplement, which they saved us about $250.
Per
200.
retiree.
Per retiree.
Per month.
Per month. But it's still a big cost at the county. It's still, Commissioner said, it's about $105,000. And each retiree that turns 65, it's just gonna increase. And we're still gonna see an increase on what we have now. I calculated on a 8% increase, which was, I believe it came out to 580 something per retiree. Right now we have 12. By the end of the year, we'll have 15.
So what's the mechanism to do away with that obligation?
You just don't renew it.
And that is agenda item number 6. right?
Correct.
Okay,
That's what I thought.
Well, the full retired.
So I believe that if this budget, if the court decides not to renew it, then, effective, it'll be October 1.
December 1.
December 1.
Yeah.
Even the post-retirees?
Yeah, because that's when the plan renews, right?
Yeah.
December 2.
Okay.
discussion.
Well, that's my
That's your-
discussion,
that's
is
your-
just, I really think
You'd rather keep, just,
I think our employees would rather keep the current plan because they can manage that, and even some of them have a hard time with deductibles, but going up much higher would create a real hardship on the most valuable resource we have, which is our employees. And I think that we look at how do we take care of the people that are currently working for the county. That's my spiel.
Can I?
please.
So the budget itself that we have budgeted for insurance for current employees, all budgeted positions. It's for the current years, $656,000. And for fiscal year 27 would be $790,000. That's all positions budgeted, full-time positions budgeted, $10,300.
Mhm.
It's $140,000.
Obviously, not all positions are always filled, but you kind of do have to budget for
Right.
that.
Right.
Does anybody foresee, health insurance ever coming back down? You know?
No.
Sorry, Jen.
Nice, right?
No, and I go back to the same thing. I understand. I understand completely. I don't want anything to go up.
Right.
I'm tired of all of it, whether it's gas or loaf of bread or a piece of meat.
Right.
It's just horrible.
Right.
Question, does SB 22 cover just one health insurance?
It does, if it's a new position like the one you're creating for, Boca.
Yeah.
They'll cover that, but they won't cover Rivas.
Okay.
So it wasn't accepted.
Well, and you know, Judge, you and I were both promised as state employees that we would have retired or insurance for the rest of our lives. But I see the day coming soon where the state is gonna have to.
And it's really not the rest of our lives.
Mhm.
You know, it's at 62, you
Well,
jump
it
on-
becomes your supplement.
Right.
Yeah, but it is for the rest of our lives. But it becomes a supplement over what we get on Medicare.
Anything, anybody else want to add anything?
Well, that's what we talked about helping with the deductible. Will that work if, the renewal rate, we can help them maybe with 2 weeks
Yeah, we
with the
talked,
deductible on it?
yeah, we talked about if we chose option 2, if we chose option 2 and then we helped them get to the last, was it 250 or 500 their deductible?
Yeah, that's what we, or just, $750 where it keeps them at a current $750 deductible or funds the back $750
Yeah.
of that $1,500.
So commissioners, I do want to add that, the HRA, it comes at a cost.
Mhm.
So that's another cost that the county would have to pay because it's at a third party, correct?
Right, and roughly that fee, it's about $4.35 per employee per month. So if we calculate that on 71, we're at a little over $300 a month in admin fees to offer that an HRA.
A month.
a month.
HRA.
So, with HR is what Commissioner Evans was talking about, is to put towards maybe like 250 or 500 towards the deductible for the employee.
Mhm.
So when they meet that deductible, they can come and apply with the county to get whatever price
Reimbursed.
you set back, set.
They
So
would
that we
get-
can help them out with their deductible, but that third party also, it comes at a cost. So just
But
keep that-
if we keep with the same current plan, I don't see the need to supplement for the current plan, because not only is that more than what we've been doing, but it also puts a great burden on the HR department and the treasurer's office, right? To be able to manage all that. So why would we do that?
Yeah, ideally, the idea behind that is that it would give you some room to move to one of those options for the premium savings, because that's what we're looking for, the
Right.
premium savings, and then use some of that savings to compensate that portion of the deductible that you set.
Right.
So no, it does not make sense to do it on the
On the
current
renewal.
plan, renewal
Right.
plan. It would you would want to make a plan change and then to try to keep their benefits close to what they have,
Right.
then let's supplement part of their reduction.
Thank you for that clarification. And thank you for sending me the additional information this weekend.
Okay. Any other discussion? I think, and I don't want to overthink it. I think eventually we'll get to a point. We don't know what's going to happen today or tomorrow. We don't know, we don't have all that information. But going forward, I guess it's a problem we'll address another day. Again, these are the realities of living today. Are these increases, and we're just gonna have to keep going. So I understand. I look at those deductibles, and I'll tell you what, they scare me. That's a big number. That's a big number. So, and I can,
And I think it's important for the court to realize that, I talked to staff members and I got feedback from staff.
well,
So
I
that's why
I wouldn't expect anybody to say, hey, do you want your insurance to go up 11%? What? Yeah, I wouldn't expect. I wouldn't expect it.
I actually presented them with the document and I said, out of all of this, what is the most palatable? And the most feedback I got was they like.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. If I go to my granddaughter and I say, you want a chocolate cake for dinner or do you want broccoli and cheese? Oh, I want the chocolate cake. Of course, yeah. That's a no-brainer. I got that. I'm just looking at it again, my point of view. I'm looking at it with empathy and understanding toward the employee, but recognizing we got so many dollars we got to distribute. And eventually, it's just like what we did the other day with the overtime and the little bank and the little, sometimes you just gotta rip it off. And it's painful and doesn't leave a good taste in anybody's mouth, so.
It would go with option one, we'll save, $22,000.
If we come back, if we go back to agenda item number 6 and we decide, leave our employees as is, our current employees, and come back and give our retirees a big hug and say, good luck and thank you for everything. Eventually we're going to have to go this way and,
How
Well-
long do we kick that can down the road?
yeah, because it's unsustainable. It's unsustainable.
You're absolutely right.
It's unsustainable. Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that, we approve the Texas Association of County Health Benefit Plan to renewal rates. And other employee benefits effective December 1st, 2026.
Okay.
Does that make sense to y'all?
I have a motion. I'll second that motion. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So let's move on to agenda item number 6. Agenda item number 6, discussion with possible action to approve the renewal of County's Choice Silver Retiree Program. Ms. Ubia, you're up again.
We had a conversation about the post retirees, and either the court decides to do it. We don't have those rates yet.
But we have to make a decision today.
But you,
We don't have a firm number. We have a number,
we have a guesstimate.
but it would kick in December 1st, whatever decision we make, and we're leaning toward, unfortunately, not funding that. Okay.
And you said it was $105,000 is what you put the 8% increase.
Or they could come back in at 15%. I don't know.
Right.
Right, yeah, I went back to TAC again, those numbers won't come out till the 28th of August. Historically, the last couple of years, the increase has been 4 to 5%, but this year's been down here all the way around everywhere. So, I would not be surprised if it were more than 4 or 5%, so I think
Tell me,
eight's probably a
tell
conservative.
me,
Yes.
tell me if this is a fair statement. In your opinion, in previous years, the last, I'm gonna say 4, 5, 6, whatever, 8 years. The plan that we had with the county was beyond generous.
Yes.
It was too much. It was more than other counties around us were doing. We were going above and beyond, and it was something, and again, I say that just to say, we're not trying to hurt anybody. Unfortunately, decisions were made in the past, and now we're having to come back and say, you know what, we need to get in line really with what, other decision makers have made. This is what they were doing, and we couldn't. We can't keep up. We can't keep doing that.
I agree. I mean, if you go back 4 or 5 years, county benefits have been very rich. Small deductibles, low out-of-pocket costs. But everyone, and not just this county, we are finally, the rates are there. You're pricing you out of those Cadillac style plans. And all the counties that I have experience with have had to bump those deductibles up just simply because of the cost and can't maintain, very, little deductibles and little out-of-pocket prices. So it's certainly a trend in that direction.
Is everybody clear on this? Do you need, Commissioner Espontiel, do you need any more information? Okay. Commissioner Hernandez?
I'm good.
You're good. I'll entertain a motion.
I, with heavy heart, move that we discontinue the county's choice silver retiree program.
Can I inject something here? Would it be something we'll talk about this a little bit? Do we want to leave it and allow them to pay for it themselves? That's the other option.
So from experience, in the last 2 years, we had a very, very hard time getting employees or retirees to pay their insurance and what they owe now for their dependents. We have to bill them and bill them and bill them.
And we still,
And still have not received anything. So I just think that that's going to, it's gonna cost the county more in billing hours.
Right.
Than it would, it takes a lot of time and we do not have a good turnout.
And I knew of this, and that's why I made the motion that I did. Yeah. Thank you for offering that, Dee. Thank you very much, but I am aware of what that all has to go through, and, I don't think so.
I hear some conversation in the virtual world. Does anybody have a comment? I have a motion on the table. Does anybody have a comment? Okay.
Good.
I'll entertain-
Hello, Sheriff. Hey, Sheriff. How y'all doing today? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Sheriff.
So the motion is to do away with the retiree county insurance?
Post 65.
Code 65.
I'm sorry?
Once you are over 65, Sheriff, and you are on Medicare, yes, we
Yeah, but Medicare's not gonna cover all of it. Medicare won't cover 100%.
What?
I said Medicare will not cover 100%.
Well, I'm living Medicare right now. I know that, Danny.
So why y'all doing away? Why can't y'all help the retiree that spend half a lifetime trying to get to this, and all of a sudden y'all want to make cuts because you want to save some money, but add others to the budget?
Danny, you are very difficult to understand, but we have been coming to this point for some time, and we have to make a decision versus keep on kicking that can down the road.
Well, you don't have to worry about that, Commissioner Hensley, because you don't.
You already got yours covered. I mean, you don't worry about that, but you gotta be considerate with the others.
Well, Danny, and that's why I'm probably the best person to be making this decision is because I can look at it very clearly and very fiscally responsible.
Yeah, because you don't have to worry about it. But anyway, do what you gotta do, commissioners of the court. But y'all know, you've been very unfair here, but that's okay. That's okay.
Okay, thank you.
So I have a motion. I have a motion. Do I have a second? I'll second. I'll second the motion. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Mindy, thank you so much for working with us on all this. I know it's a dance.
All right.
Okay.
So we'll move back onto our regular agenda. Discussion with action to approve the interlocal agreement between the city of Marfa and Presidio County Sheriff's Office for the 2027 dispatch services.
Yes, hi,
Hi,
good morning, Judge.
Shauna.
Good morning,
Morning.
Commissioner. Yes, so this is the same contract that was presented for City of Presidio. Again, there was some updated legal language at the request of the county attorney as well as the city attorney. No major changes other than that, except for an increase in the rate from $1,500 a month to $1,700 a month. And it is the first rate increase since 2018, and it's already been approved by City of Marfa.
Well, I think that's very agreeable. So
And we already approved this for the city of Presidio, right?
Yes, ma'am.
have you guys visit? I'm going off on a sidebar. Have you guys visited with Hudspeth County?
In regards to dispatch services?
I was visiting. Yes, I was visiting with the county judge yesterday from Hudspeth County, and she's wanting to know if there's a possibility that we can enter into an agreement with them. So I don't know how we would get those conversations moving forward, or if you guys would have the appetite. But they'd like to be considered as well. I guess it's something we can.
We talking about Judge, the Hudson County?
I'm sorry, go ahead, Sheriff.
Who you referring to, Judge Davis County or Hudson County?
Hudspeth.
And they want to do what?
They would like for Presidio County to consider providing them dispatch services
For who?
for Hudspeth County.
No, I'm not looking at that right now, so we'll have to put that till next year or a year after that, because they got their own dispatch services as it is. So I don't know why we should do that, but we'll just wait till next year on that.
Well, I just kind of brought it up as a sidebar. I apologize for it. So,
You need a motion.
let me see here. We're on number 3. Okay, go ahead.
I move that we approve the interlocal agreement between the city of Marfa and Presidio County Sheriff's Office for fiscal year 27 dispatch service.
I have a motion and I have a second by Commissioner Hernandez. All in favor?
Aye.
Good, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioners.
You're welcome.
Judge, if you don't mind for,
I don't mind going.
item number 4,
I don't mind going to agenda item number 4.
you want to go ahead
Yeah.
and work on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we can, I understand we still have to go through budget,
Right.
but I think we can iron it out. I
Okay.
think this shows the real intent, which is we want it. I
Okay.
know that there's answers. I know we want some money from Kyle. I know we want some money from, Ms. Valdez. We might find some money nestled elsewhere throughout the budget. But do we need it? I think, how much louder and
Do you
clearer do you want?
want to?
Yeah, let's open it.
Yeah.
Agenda item number 4, discussion with action to approve an order creating the position of a elections administrator for Presidio. Bye, guys. Y'all have safe
Thank you.
trips.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Same here.
Yes.
So on number 4, that's one of my items, and you'll see, in the drive that I have to create an order in order to create a county elections administrator. I have submitted a budget for this, department and this position. And this is just following through with the legal requirements as I have been educated by our very faithful county auditor that needs to happen.
Is there an order? I haven't seen one.
Number 4, there's a job description and there's an order.
I have not seen the order.
Are you not on the drive?
No, we have to.
Can you
Well,
print
there's
that
no
out, Patty?
problem.
Can you print that out? Or
I got it.
The orders from the website.
Yeah.
I have it printed.
So
I just have to do.
is it safe for me to say, because I know how we get sometimes, this order would say we're creating an elections administrator position, right?
Right.
We haven't funded it. We haven't put any money in it. That comes later.
Right.
All this is saying to everyone out there, we have to understand the need and we need to be moving toward an elections position for the county for all the reasons that, it's cumbersome, the rules, the law. We're not giving it the attention it deserves.
Yes.
The other taxing entities, I know there's no mechanism to to offset this. I recognize that.
Thank you.
But I'll tell you, it's been a year, but I have talked personally to all the taxing entities and they're all in agreement with this, from the hospital district to the school districts, both cities, and obviously the county. So I think it's something that it's probably to be honest with you, it's probably our responsibility
It is.
to start doing this, because if we know as the county that we're struggling to satisfy the law, then imagine like the hospital district or the school district. Are they following all the rules, or are they giving it the attention it deserves? And I've seen in Presidio, I don't want to say chaos, but I've seen when you have school board elections and then you got city elections and then you got county elections, and there's over here, and then they got to go over here, and then they got to vote over here, and if we can start coordinating all that, and getting more uniform, I think it's going to be better for everybody. Yeah.
Good question. That is, for today, or stated for today. But I'm assuming we don't have yet anyone in mind.
No, we have to
Or-
create the order.
Right.
And then there's a very specific process. This will fall under the judge's office.
Right.
And then you have to do the whole, elections committee and stuff. So, no, this is just creating the position.
Right, I was just, I'm just trying to think through this right now. That was stated to become effective today. Do you have someone in mind to put in the position until you have a full-time person? Because we're coming up on a general election.
It's,
No.
you have 90 days.
Okay,
Yeah,
To this, you have, hold on.
I think I have that printed out. too.
Effective date may not be 12 months after later than the day the order is adopted. The administrator may be employed not earlier than the 90th day before the effective date of the creation of the position. So you have to wait 90 days to appoint somebody, and that'll be done by the election commission.
90 days from the date of the effective
The
date
order.
yes, for the signing.
Because order adopted, whatever that means.
Which would be today.
Just
I
today
think,
for the signing.
So it would be 90 days after today.
and I think,
Okay.
and we could probably find somewhere where our budget doesn't kick in till October 1st. So it's unfunded. It doesn't have any money.
Yeah,
So I would even make the argument it would be October 1st. And then October 1st.
the
Can I say-
only reason I don't want, putting up on a general election right now, we have things going on. Deadlines coming up right now for election stuff. So I just want to make sure we're not opening a position and then leaving it blank and it causing a problem for general election. So just want to make
No,
sure.
everybody,
Everyone's all.
here's what I hope everybody knows. If you have any part to play in the way the elections have happened for the last year or the year before or the year before that, you still have that obligation.
Oh, yeah.
We will not transition over until we make sure we have someone that we select, that we believe is qualified, and we give them some training, and we're gonna meet with them regularly, and we're all gonna work in lockstep to make sure that they're successful.
Right.
So I'm not gonna throw them into a fire for this upcoming election.
Mhm.
I would not do that.
Good plan.
I just didn't want there to be a hole.
The election process is already begun.
That's why,
I've already started that, so.
that's why I'm saying
It's
this.
the November election, this was not.
Yeah, they're gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
Well, Judge, the sheriff wanted to say something.
I'm sorry?
The sheriff would like to say.
Go ahead, Sheriff.
Sheriff? Yeah, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, listen, a few years ago, the elections were getting pretty difficult. So the one that was doing the election was Ms. Lugie at the time. So she went up to the commissioner's court and she asked for a $10,000 raise because for a simple reason, she had too much on her plate for the election. So to tell her that, the commissioner's court went and gave it to her to fix the elections. And that's fine, all in dandy. But now, y'all want an election officer. What's gonna happen with the money that was given to the election officer now? 'Cause that's what we paid for a few years ago. Now we all of a sudden they wanna hire one, but we sent $10,000 to help her out. What's gonna happen to that money?
Yes, and I think it's something that we're gonna address, and thank you, Sheriff, for that comment. It's something we've already had some conversations about that, and we haven't, it's something we're working on. That we're aware of.
Okay,
Judge,
so,
So I have a motion, from Commissioner Contreras, creating the position for an elections administrator for Presidio County. I have a second by Commissioner, H. Commissioner H. And then I'll go back, Sheriff, go ahead. Please continue. We can still discuss. Sheriff? Sheriff, did you have anything else you wanted to add? Does anyone else have their hand? Go ahead, Sheriff.
no, we're good on that. I don't want to remind you of what's going on.
Very good. Thank you so much. So I have a motion and I have a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna move to agenda item number 7. Discussion with action to select replacement public members of the Salary Grievance Committee in accordance with section 152.015B and B2 from the remaining names not already selected, and which process shall be repeated until the required number of public members have accepted the selection. Okay, give us an update, Ms. Scotty.
So I already brought this,
so the court knows that the committee does not have to, they legally don't have to say yes. So we have a few that have and most have
I ain't
not.
gonna
So
do
we're,
Okay, so tell me this, and I hope it may be a lesson learned for next go round. We should maybe consider rethinking how we select jurors and then the county judge. I mean, I'm gonna be on it, I guess, regardless. So for me, but maybe we just go ahead and ante up and say, okay, you know what, next year, when we get to, can we change it now?
No,
Probably
we
not.
can't.
We've
Me and
already
Blair looked at
We've already
it.
selected the option.
Yeah.
Yeah, the code provides that if the names you selected, they don't accept and you don't get enough acceptances up to the 9 members, then you continue pulling, names from, and it just tells you to continue doing
And
it.
9 at a time.
You can
We could pull,
No, you
pull
can
as
pull,
many as
you
we
can
want.
pull all the names out if you want. It's the order that matters, because it's the order that she starts calling them.
And Judge, I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
I think this selecting a jury, number one, people don't understand the county government that much, and I just think that it will be less of a burden on carrying the clerk, and I think you should consider that next year.
And the other thing is, we don't have to select, the commissioners don't have to make these decisions until a grievance is received. So once a grievance is received, you have 15 days to figure out how you want to do a grievance committee and select the public names. I know this creates a timing issue with the way we're doing it now, because
I will say it wouldn't if we do elected officials' salaries sooner.
yeah, so that's what I was getting at, is with the
Yeah.
timing that we do the elected salaries, like the postings and the letter going out, it doesn't leave us much time to have a 5 days for them to issue a grievance, and then 10 days to have a hearing. And then within a few days, we have, with the adoptions happening. If next year, in the future years, we start doing it earlier, the salaries, the official salaries, if we do it 2 to 4 weeks earlier than we don't have to figure out the salary grievance committee until a grievance is received. And that gives everyone more time to figure it out. And then 2, we don't have this timing issue. It doesn't help us now, but food for thought for the future to make this a little smoother, do it earlier.
So it looks like Gotti already has a bunch of names in Lidcott, but you have it here as a discussion and action.
Mhm.
So do you need us to make a motion?
Well,
Do you need us-
No, this is
We
motion that's
pull the
needed,
names.
it's just, the action is pulling the names.
That's it.
yeah,
So
I
that's
just
it.
wanna make sure the names that were already pulled have been removed,
yes.
and then that's last calendar year, so that's all 2025 managers.
So you're replacing the ones who select the lesson?
No,
Just like adding,
yeah.
because she didn't get enough.
Filling the
There's
gap.
just still some people who haven't responded.
And they're not,
Yeah, and they don't have to.
This hearing will take place on Saturday.
Oh,
Hey, we can't find the people.
So you can have, okay, so it's not required to have 9 members in a hearing. It's okay to have less than 9. Because we're going against, the OMA rules, you still need to have a quorum, which would be 5. Of course, you want to have 9, that's the best case scenario, is to have all 9 show up. But if if we get there on Saturday and 7 or 8 have showed up, then you can still move forward with the hearing, and it's a valid hearing. You have to have it within 10 days. So you just move forward with what you thought.
Will you be at that hearing?
Do you want me to be at that hearing?
I would, and yes, here's why, and just in case we have any questions like this.
Yeah, I'll be at the
Just to give me guidance.
I'm here this Saturday, I will come to the hearing, there's a lot of nuances with how the hearings, because they're public hearings, right? So like deliberations have to be in public, and there's little things like that, so I will.
I'd like to go
It's
to
in Markham.
Markham too.
It's a public hearing,
It's in Marshall.
everyone.
Yes, and Martha at 11 and the judge's office.
And so far, I've only gotten 4 yeses.
So we need one more.
At least.
Well,
but it would be
Oh,
better
to make, yeah, it would be better to have all
And not
9.
including the judge doesn't
No, no.
count.
Yeah, he doesn't count.
The judge doesn't vote.
Because the
Yeah.
judge is not non-voting, all you're doing is overseeing it. There's also an AG opinion that the judge, if it is unavailable, that another commissioner can be the.
Oh, don't worry.
Hey, I'm happy on this one. I can step up.
Just telling you what the law is.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have to pick a name.
Okay, so we have Ellie Rivera,
Technically, the judge is supposed to make the name, yeah.
Kayla Alvarado Carrasco.
Now, make sure to list the
Yeah,
order you have is in front.
Lisa Martinez,
Frankie.
Yeah, you can.
Alexander Keller Doss,
Never responded. Oh, he's in the chat.
Yes.
Alexander.
I think Sean Kelly Michael, Cynthia Hernandez, Catherine Manzo. Right? Am I saying it right?
Manzano.
Oh, Manzano.
Manzano.
Okay. Kaylin Day Jones.
How many more, Patty?
Do them all.
Yeah, we're just gonna
At
do
this
it.
point. They're struggling to get people to come, so.
Rosalba Vasquez.
She doesn't live here.
Oh, no.
Lives in Lubbock.
Jeremy
She was on the grand jury.
Bledsoe.
Unless it's another Rosalba Vasquez.
Did she just recently move to Lubbock this year? Oh, alright.
Maybe I'm wrong though.
Hector Omar Morales.
He's here.
Nerida, right? Judge? Nereida Madrid Marquez. Cesar Fariga, am I right?
Mhm. Yeah, he served with Frankie.
Oh, okay.
He'll be available.
Maria Teresa Nunez.
Any relation?
Yes, actually. Rogelio Zubia. Rogelio V. Alvarez,
Two were maybe looking for it.
right? Yolanda Jurado. And last one?
Mhm.
Charo Gutierrez. I don't.
Is he the elementary principal? Yeah.
Middle school.
Middle school principal.
Love you.
Number 8. Agenda item number 8, discussion with action to approve an agreement with CGS IT Services for IT support for Presidio County. Would this take effect immediately?
I'm sorry,
Would it take effect immediately?
it would be October 1.
October 1.
Yes, sir.
So we still got to hold our breath till October 1.
I hope nothing crazy
There's-
comes to our office, to be honest.
Is there no way for us to say, well, you know what, why don't you start now? We'll pay you proportionally.
Well, I mean, it's up to the court to do that. I mean, I said October 1 to begin the budget, but, it's up to you guys.
Do we have?
On our end, we can start, good morning, commissioners, good morning, Judge. On our end, we could start as soon as you guys want. It's up to you. So if you wanted to even begin the year starting Monday, our plan would be that the implementation would just start. We would come down. There'd probably be 2 or 3 of us that would install on every computer. We'll do an initial test, just make sure there's no viruses that you guys have that there's nothing going on, kind of do a spec tech upgrade just to make sure that everything looks good. And then from there, we would install our software. So we would take over the CrowdStrike cybersecurity and data backup that you have right now through ASU. And then we would implement the full service IT as well.
So it's, we do have some funding in our non-departmental other services. It will be just 1 month, pretty much.
Yeah,
for that.
I'm for it.
I have a couple comments.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is really for you, so I'm sure you've already seen it. It calls for a 15 net on their invoices, and just as a warning, I know sometimes it's difficult for us to get payments out. So I know we
Yeah.
like to have a 30 net.
Yeah.
Just letting you know.
Yeah, Alex, can we change that to 30 days net?
Yeah, whatever works easiest for you. We're flexible.
Yeah, because that's how the county works in a 30 days.
And then it's only a 90-day initial term with some renewals. It's easy. Termination's easy if for either side if you want to.
Perfect.
That's another comment I had. Hold on. The contract says they're gonna charge us taxes. We're not taxing.
No,
I know.
Yeah.
I just have to give the comments on the.
thank you. I spoke to him about it. We sent him our tax exempt.
Yes.
When we open up for
Other
budget.
guys, everything else looked pretty normal to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Blair.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you.
Well, it seems to me we've already received the presentation, which was very nice. And so this is a matter of housekeeping of whether we approve or disapprove. And I saw that the amount was put in the budget. So I'm gonna move that we approve the agreement with GCS IT Services for IT support for Presidio County.
I have a motion. I'll second that motion.
Commissioner,
Great.
do you want to add an effective date just for,
Effective, I guess immediately.
yeah, okay.
Effective immediately.
Well, even if I leave that today, just leaving it open, leaves it open. So, but if you want to say effective immediately.
Okay.
So that's my motion.
Okay. So I have a motion. I seconded the motion. Is there any other discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Very good. Well, you're welcome. It's something, hey, we look forward to working with you.
Yeah, we do as well.
Yeah.
I'll talk with Ms.
Thank you.
Sanchez on the next steps. Then any other questions you guys have for me?
Okay. No, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you guys. Have a good one.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Thank you. You saved our office.
Right. And thank you, Crystal, for all the work you've been doing
Yes,
to
thank-
help us.
Thank Crystal. She's the one.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna get into the meat of our workshop. You want to take a quick 5-minute break?
Okay, we forgot.
Yes, that'd be nice.
Yeah, it is 11:02 a.m. We're gonna take a 10-minute recess and we'll come right back. So.
Thank you.
Patty, do you leave it recording during the recess or no?
Entonces, tenemos los
Pues que me va a hacer un.
Okay.
But that's not part of that. Well, this is what you can't do.
It is 11:33 a.m. I apologize to the court who meant to take a short 10-minute break. It looks like they turned into a 20. So I apologize for that. But we'll go ahead and resume our agenda, our special meeting and agenda item. We left off with number 8. We're gonna kind of go out of order again. I'm gonna go to agenda item number 11. It's a discussion with action on the taxpayer impact statement disclosure. I assume it's a requirement as a budget moves forward.
Yes, sir. House Bill Section 22 was approved was passed last year. We didn't get to do it last year because we adopted the budget before this went into effect, but it does require a taxpayer impact statement. the notice of section 551.043 of the Texas Government Code required that the notice of a meeting be posted on the section 551.043A of the Texas Open Meetings Act, at which government body will discuss or adopt a budget for the governmental body. But it must include a tax rate impact statement showing for the median value homestead property a comparison of the property tax bill in dollars pertaining to the property for the current fiscal year to an estimate of the property tax bill in dollars for the same property for the upcoming fiscal year. Cedar County is considering its proposed budget for fiscal year 2027. The following estimates compare the current fiscal year property tax bill with the estimated property tax bill under the proposed fiscal year 2027 budget and under a balanced budget funded at the non revenue rate. So we have three comparisons here. The current year value of the median homestead. So it has to be the same home which is the median homestead value. It's $439.58. If the budget is adopted with rate other than the non-new revenue rate, which is our current proposed tax rate, that bill for that same home would be $521.14. And if the balanced budget is adopted with the non-new revenue rate, that same home value tax bill would be approximately $465.45. The estimates in this impact statement use Cedar County Appraisal District median homestead information for category A for tax year 25. The median market value is $145,510. The median homestead exception is $55,867, and the median taxable value is $89,643. For tax year, the median market value is $147,405. The median homestead exception is $48,460, and the median taxable value is $98,145. The current year estimate used the tax year 2025 tax rate of 0.49037 per $100 of taxable value. The proposed fiscal year 2027 estimates use the proposed tax year 2027 tax rate of 0.52670 per $100 of taxable value. The balanced budget estimate uses the tax year 2026 non-new revenue rate of 0.47041 per $100 of taxable value. The estimates in this impact statement are valid only for the proposed budget and proposed tax rate being considered. Cedar County Commissioners Court, the proposed budget and proposed tax rate may be amended by the Commissioners Court before final adoption. I apologize, but we have to keep this.
You have to.
Yes,
So you've satisfied the law.
yes, sir.
Can I, in a nutshell, give you my, I guess, interpretation?
Yes,
of
sir.
it? Okay. So, yes, because again, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about an 11% increase for that, a 15% increase for this, the price of gas went up, blah, blah, blah. This is, I guess, my simple layman's term. Using a no new revenue rate, that you would have to pay taxes of $465 on this medium income home, on the average home across Presidio County, right? So the homestead exemption went up. So if you have a house that's $147,000, you're only going to get taxed for $98,000. Our taxes come from that $98,000. Of that $98,000, the no new revenue taxable, which is allowable by law, is $465 for that house. What we're asking for is $521. So we went up a couple of pennies. That's a difference of $56 per house for our portion of the county, which works out to $4.66 per month per house. So that's what we're asking for.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
So,
nice explanation.
yeah.
So, will we be approving or adopting this?
This is just, we just have to discuss it, and it's just a motion that we're required to have with our budget workshop.
Okay, it says discussion / action.
can take action on the taxpayer.
Okay. Oh, I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we approve / adopt the taxpayer impact statement disclosure as presented.
Okay, I have a motion.
I'll second that.
I have a second from Commissioner Escotillas. All in favor?
Aye.
You want to go back into?
Okay.
All right, so let's jump on to agenda item number 9. Discussion with action on the budget workshop. So let me say this, let me ask you this. Do we have to get through the end of this today?
Well, you still have next meeting, but next meeting you are having the tax and budget hearings and you have to adopt the tax rate and the budget.
Okay,
So you wanna get, if you can't finish it, you wanna get as far ahead as possible.
you'd like to see this court come up with some more firm, I guess, guidance on what this rough draft, what is it? Version 10.
Probably, I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. With that in mind, we'll start it, we'll open it up for, as a matter of fact, let me. So do we have to? No, would it be nice for us to get, I don't know. I'm gonna throw a number out there. We're probably at about 75%.
Yeah.
Can we get to 90% today? Maybe. I think we can. We'll ask for everybody's. We may or may not agree on everything that we're gonna do up here, but
You want me to start, Judge?
here's what I'm gonna do. I had Teresa Todd, because I know that's
Oh.
the thing. I have Teresa Todd online. And I don't know who else she's with, but I know that, and just to refresh everybody's mind, I know Commissioner Contreras was out. There was a request from the city of Marfa to increase the county's contribution from EMS from 65,000 to 120,000. We also 125,000. So we also, the city of Presidio, their EMS, they were very appreciative of the ambulance. And they said in good faith, or I guess in a good gesture, they wouldn't ask for an increase this year. But I think, again, let's just have a good conversation about this thing. So I know the last time, Ms. Todd, how are you?
And Travis Ackerman is a city council member, Joe.
Okay, so Councilman, how are you? And you guys are both, okay, now you're both unmuted. So let me see. I know that Ms. Todd, you came to our last commissioner's court and we asked for a little bit of homework. How'd that go?
Yes, Judge, we have submitted a packet to you that contains, I tried to, and I must give Councilmember Ackerman all the credit on this. He's the person who's very good at creating the graphs and the spreadsheet. So what we tried to do was to give y'all some firm numbers and to try to do it somewhat in the format that, Judge, you had said that you liked from the Presidio EMS report. So do you want me to go through this briefly, or do y'all want to just take a look at it and ask me any questions? How would you like to handle that, Judge?
You know what? I sure don't want to go line by line.
Of course
not. I think if we could,
you have a lot to do.
just highlight, because this is my first look at it. Like I'm looking at this, it's page number 2. It says calls to Presidio County. It looks like about close to 11% of the call outs for the city of Marfa were county related.
That is correct. For that year, when I calculated the prior year, it was actually 20, but the period of time that you asked for, it was 11. But the thing that's important also to see is that the mileage is roughly 25%. So although it's a lower call volume, the mileage is 1 of every 4 miles that we have driven in the last year is for the county. So what we tried to do was break down 2 things. One is the calls that we can bill, the transport calls, and the recovery rate on those is about 36%. So that is the first component. The second component is the costs that are unrecoverable, costs that cannot be billed to anyone. And so those are also costs that right now the city of Marfa is absorbing. So if you look at the bottom of page 3, this is the billable costs. And these are the rates that are charged by Emergicon, which is our biller, and I think it's Presidio, the EMS's biller as well. And that shows the miles and the services provided, and an important number, which is treatment, no transport, which we have quite a bit of, where the ambulance will drive south to meet up with Presidio EMS, provide services, and then the patient will decline to be transported to the hospital. So in those situations, we can only recover $175, though the costs are a lot higher. So the recovery rate, the total on the billed calls, and this does not include anything like cardiac, oxygen. I mean, we didn't want to comb through every single call, but those things are not included. So, so this is actually an extremely conservative number of 85,700. Our recovery rate's about 36%, 36.5 for recovery of a little over 30,000, which leaves $54,454 unrecovered from the billed side. From the unbilled side, we took the numbers that we had for the calls that we could not bill. And so that is what is at the top of page 4. And so unloaded miles, which you don't bill through insurance, all the way you go somewhere and then from the hospital back to your home base. We had 1,810 of those miles that were empty and unbillable. This is billed at a more conservative than the $24. We billed that at $15 a mile for a total of 72,000. And these are the services that were provided that we were not able to bill for with basic and advanced life support for a total of 87,000, plus those unrecoverable costs that were billed, which is 54,000, for a total of 142. And Judge, we rechecked that number a different way. It was done subsequent to turning this in, but using the last 9 months of our budget, just from this fiscal year starting in October, we averaged out to get a cost per mile to run our ambulance, and it is a little bit over $50 a mile. So if we multiply that times the 1,810 miles that we're not able to bill, that is 90,500 plus that 54,000 that were the billed ones that are not recoverable. And that total was 144,950. So both of them came out sort of in that 142 to 145 range. We do realize county has a lot of arms and legs that need to be funded, a lot of different departments. So we're not asking for that much. In fact, we were asking for 125. I understand that the city of Presidio gets 120, so we did not intentionally mean to ask more than our neighbors. So I think it's more appropriate for that request to be 120 as well, based on these figures that more than support it. And I'm here to answer any questions.
You want to kick us off with questions?
Teresa, I really appreciate that you realize that the city of Presidio's budget is at 120, because I'm all for being equitable. You said that 11% of the calls are in the county, correct?
That is for this past year. It's been more in the past but going, I mean, hopefully it's a trend, but it was 11% for this fiscal year. Yes, so far.
So would 11% of your current budget be approximately like $96,336.40?
Let me check.
No.
Do the math.
I think you did that math beforehand.
Let me read between the lines. I know you guys threw us a number. Is this, and all we'd like to say is, would you consider another number? And again, I'm looking, first of all, Councilman Ackerman, I'm very impressed with the report that you put together. Very informative. I know we discussed some other things. Whoops, we lost them. I know we discussed some other things along the things to consider, like all the colonias are south of the response area for, and we haven't gotten anything back from Presidio yet, have we? The yearly report. Did we get that, Cuddy? Did we get the yearly report back from, or the end of year report back from REMS? Did Troy send that?
No.
No,
I don't think he did. Yeah, I don't think he did. So, because I would like to see exactly like their call volume and everything else, you know.
Well, yeah, and that's always in their reports as well.
So let me pose a hypothetical to Councilman Ackerman. Did you happen to follow this the ESD project that Brewster County had?
Yes, I am generally familiar.
Okay, and I think sometimes we do recognize that we're getting a bargain for what you guys provide, and we couldn't do it without you. So we need to come to an agreement. So as long as everybody's there, which is we recognize it, we hear you, we need to be more engaged. But we've been talking about it, and would you guys tell me, and you can or you can't answer for the entire court or council, would you guys have the appetite to start looking toward an ESD, a creation of an ESD in Presidio County?
I can only speak for myself on this particular issue, Judge, but certainly I do have appetite to explore that. I know that we have some latitude to implement that, so I'm interested in partnership and in whichever way that takes shape.
You know, and we wouldn't start at zero, even though we'd have a lot of, there's no doubt there'd be a lot of homework to get it done. And eventually, and in the end, we'd have to ask our taxpayers, our citizens, the need for it and justify it, and then for them to come on board. So I know it wouldn't be an easy stab, but I think we're beyond that. I think what we do recognize, the portion of the, like Presidio, I know Presidio, the city of Presidio, when I was city administrator there, 25% of the budget was EMS. So their budget is roughly $4 million. So 25% of their budget. I don't know what that number is for Marfa and what portion of the budget it is. But I also recognize that the valuation of the homes in Marfa is probably threefold what it is, the average house in Presidio. But and I know I'm going off on a tangent, so be patient with me, but, I know when they started the South County ESD, what they did was they looked at, some unclaimed sales tax. And I'll tell you, the county currently doesn't claim any sales tax, even though we see a lot of activity outside the ETJ. You have the silver mine, you have the reconstruction of Shafter itself. We've got the rail line is going to be outside the city limits of Presidio. You've got the Cibolo Resort, also unclaimed taxes. I don't know where I got this number. I want to say one time, just kind of horsing around with things, trying to see what numbers were generated by just some of those activities. And I think it could bring in a pretty good little chunk. I mean, it wouldn't cover it all, but it'd be something. And it'd be a continuous revenue stream, or should be consistent and could be a continuous revenue stream. So I guess as we keep moving this conversation forward, let's agree that we really should devote some of our time this coming fiscal year, to really studying an ESD. Long overdue.
Right.
I'm not saying it'll pass, and I'm not saying we're all going to hug each other in the end, but I do think it's one of those things that would be worth our time.
This is one of the most essential services that any of us provide, and we face such unique challenges in this county with the geographic area that we're expected to cover. And so, yes, we appreciate the partnership, and I believe, based on historic numbers within our jurisdiction, if we were to implement this measure, that it would bring in about $100,000 of additional revenue towards emergency services. And if that could be supplemented with county and Presidio funds as well, then it would make a substantial contribution to the well-being of our populations.
Yes, no, absolutely. When Ms. Todd came to visit us, we were talking about, I was mentioning to her that I actually ran into your ambulance once at Cibolo Creek Ranch, just on a little pull-off, and there was a Customs and Border Protection unit following them in tandem. And then they did a patient transfer right there. So this is an American citizen visiting Mexico, has a medical emergency, wants to be transported back to the U.S. And when you have, I think we had 2.2 million last year, 2.2 million crossed over at this port of entry into Mexico and back. So, and you can imagine, you throw a number, 1%, 0.5% that requires that service. It's a significant number. Very oftentimes what we see is actually kids, there's the siblings or a sister or a brother actually transport. They don't even call EMS. They just throw the sick person in the vehicle, they go through the checkpoint, and then they drive them personally to the hospital if they can. But very often they use the ambulance. So I have seen you guys respond, and obviously I'll make an assumption, but probably our ambulance was already in Alpine. So, and it doesn't help any of us that a round trip for you guys is 60 miles, round trip for our guys, 180 miles. And oil, tires, just the perishables that are used on an average patient, they mount up pretty quickly. So I think Commissioner Contreras had a question.
A lot of questions, Judge.
Okay.
First of all, what I have asked this all over and over, how does the hospital help us on paying these bills?
It doesn't.
Because we take the customer to their doorstep. That's why I keep telling you, they have to pay.
Yeah.
I mean,
That would be a great
I have
meeting for you to have.
I have but we take the customer to their door, and we don't get nothing out of it.
No,
I'm a free company.
Yeah.
I take the load and I get paid.
Yeah.
So they don't have anything in their backs on paying us anything. Because the recoverable rate that he's asking, that he told us here is 50, they get $4,000 back out of the 87. I'm sorry, they get 36%. They're just getting 30,000. So that's $54,000 in the negative. And that's why they're asking the 60,000, so we can add it up. And I understand this, but how can we build the hospital? Because they get their money. As soon as they get somebody in, they'll send it out, they'll buy it and pay the transport.
I don't know if you guys have kept up with it, but the hospital, it was run by a private entity.
Yeah.
And it was called, I'm trying to remember the name of it, but they're a private entity out of Tennessee. And when all this money was put in for rural healthcare and for this and that, they specifically exempted for-profit hospitals. And the hospital had been so stuck on remaining a for-profit, they weren't doing very well at it, that they finally succumbed, and they have now designated the Big Bend Regional Hospital as a nonprofit hospital, which is obviously it's gonna benefit them. Somebody crunched the numbers, and they can see now it's gonna benefit them. They're gonna be acceptable to more federal and state funding. How that helps us, I don't know. I don't know how it helps us. I do agree that I guarantee you the bill that we would send them for, again, taking a customer, for lack of better words, taking a patient to their hospital. I know they get paid.
They get paid.
I know
If the customer has an insurance or not, they still get paid.
Yeah.
They do this emergency Medicare and they'll get paid. But we're suffering, the city of Presidio, the city of Mark.
I don't know if
And now the county's gonna suffer with $60,000.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's logical for them to pay us a tax.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of, You take somebody to the store and you don't get nothing out of it. They're just making profit and profit and profit. And you're going on the whole and the whole. You use faucet and use gas. You have to buy new ambulance every year.
Let me ask this, and you may, I'm gonna put you on the spot, Councilman. Do you guys have in your proposed budget, are you guys discussing the purchase of a new ambulance?
We have not been presented the budget for the next fiscal year at this point. We'll be receiving that from the mayor in the coming week.
And Travis, I don't think I copied you on this, but I know I copied Teresa and Manny Baeza and Jesse Pena, but they are opening up the rural ambulance grants again. And I think I sent you a memo.
You did.
And I think that the city of Marfa is right for one of those.
And I think initially when this opportunity came up, we thought it was a one-time opportunity.
Right.
Have you done your research? Do you know that they are gonna allow us to apply again?
I just got the email yesterday.
So you got.
I will
look into that.
I will run that down.
And here's what I would do. I would call, because would I be opposed to it? Absolutely not. No. But I think what we need to do is reach out to the grantor and clarify, okay, how many applied, how many did you guys leave out, and what are your intentions? If your intentions are to now open this up and give preference through whatever point system or matrix or formula they're using to those that weren't given one, and we were given one, so you guys are going to score low, or you're not going to be. But I'm for it. So, sure. But I just want the councilman and Ms. Todd to know that our intention is, or at least my intention, and I know Deirdre's, this may be the first time the other commissioners are hearing about it, but it's an opportunity for a $500,000 ambulance. So if we are eligible, I think we would have, I think we would want to go forward. And just so you'll know, we would work on your behalf for that. Unfortunately, it's one of those grants where the county has to apply for it. They don't allow municipalities. It's one of those quirky things.
And Judge, that
So,
support is very much appreciated. And while I have not seen the mayor's budget, I would have to assume that it probably will not have funding for a new ambulance just because of the state of this department in particular, as it is operating at such a deficit. Those funds would have to come from another department, and as with every entity right now, funds are tight.
yeah, or exactly what we're talking about. Unfortunately, and I have a city councilwoman sitting in the audience now. Your budget didn't have any money for the purchase of equipment, did it? EMS?
2 city council meetings.
Oh, that's right. Well, there's another one.
Right.
She's covered by my monitor.
Right.
But yeah, so I know historically, we don't add in there. We look for a local, we look for somebody like Pecos County. Hey, do you guys have a used ambulance we can have? Or we look for a grant opportunity. So, and that's unfortunately, we're just talking raw numbers. We're just talking operating. We're, for the most part, that entire EMS budget is supplies, fuel, maintenance, of existing equipment, those perishable items I mentioned, and then employee salaries. That's typically what it is. So.
And one more thought on that is, even if we were to acquire another ambulance, personnel to operate that ambulance will also be a consideration, as we are a lean team with 5. We're looking to expand.
And it's getting harder and harder. So discussion. What are your thoughts? I'm going to put our treasurer on the spot. What are your thoughts on this? That's an increase of what, 50%?
$60,000.
$60,000.
We would be doubling.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, yeah, and still, I'm not even saying adding another 60,000. I know, again, I go back to the same thing. That's what portion of that budget is close to the services they're giving us. If all things even, they're spending 900,000. 11% of those calls are county. That's what, 90,000?
96,000.
Ballpark, yeah, ballpark. So I guess that's what we're asking. Would you guys would you be offended if we met you somewhere in the middle? Again, recognizing that we're going to put a good faith effort to try to get you a new ambulance through this grant opportunity, number one. And number two, the commissioner's court will start the process to get an ESD going, which if we could remove that obligation from both cities and make it a county-wide thing, I think we'd better serve our people, and it would offer more relief to the city of Marfa and the city of Presidio. They would stand to gain the most.
Speaking for myself here, of course, we will appreciate any additional support that we can receive, and as much equity as we can achieve between our cities. I know that we are doing substantially, by the metrics, very similar workloads on behalf of the county. So as close to equity as we can get would certainly be very much appreciated. But I will defer to Ms. Todd for any additional thoughts.
And I appreciate that. I really do. I don't, have you guys been on this whole time, or did you just jump on? So, and I know you guys are dealing with the same thing. We firmed up our contributions for healthcare that went up 11%. And last year, I think it was even worse. So everyone's trying to do more with less. So it's just tough, but what are you all thinking? I want to hear from everyone. Ms. Sanchez, I don't know if you want to say anything or you just No, not
You
really.
know,
Miss Park?
We're gonna have to, whatever increase we do, we're gonna have to redo the contract.
yeah.
Okay.
That's fine.
The contractor, the interlocal
The
agreement,
interlocal agreement.
which is coming up in September.
Yes, they
So-
did not. First of all, we did the interlocal agreement with Presidio. They agreed to do renewal terms in their contract. The city of Marfa did not because they knew that they were gonna come and ask for more money. So their interlocal agreement will end at the end of September. We need to re-engage in that agreement for October 1st.
Right.
And of course, it would need to reflect whatever the budget amount is. And that's
Correct. I knew that was coming.
Judge, I think one question would be, if you were to give that increase, are we still going to apply for an ambulance for the city? Because that's also management on the county's part.
Why would we not, when we agreed to accept an ambulance for the city of Presidio, when they start thinking about equity?
Okay, but the distance, I mean, right now, the city of Presidio has a budget, a contribution that the county gives $120,000.
Right.
City of Marfa requesting $125,000. I just don't see the parity there.
I think they dropped it down to 120, and I think that will be, have to be discussed between the court as we get to that line item. Whether or not they're requesting 120,000, that doesn't mean that the court will give them 120,000.
My thought is grant managing on our end, it requires a lot of time. So the more you put on us, it's also like, we don't charge managing costs to other entities, and other entities do charge us managing costs for managing any budget. So I don't think we see from the city, the airport contribution either. So, you gotta think about these things that the county and the city have going on right now.
Correct. So.
The airport contribution is $30,000.
The what?
The airport contribution that we have not received is $30,000.
Right.
FYI.
That, they're talking about the hot funds, which I am on the agenda for the upcoming City of Marfa to make sure that they consider that amount in their FY 2027 budget. But Teresa and Travis, what was just pointed out is the county had a request into the mayor for FY 26 funds, and I don't believe they've received that yet.
I can address that. I've spoken with the mayor on this, and my understanding from the mayor is those funds will be paid, and historically, they are paid in September.
Okay, you know that. Did y'all? Okay.
So.
And 30,000 is just, what was requested, but in looking at FY 27, because I read the legislation on the, hot funds, that they're not limited to that amount. It's all dependent upon the amount that, hotel occupancy tax money brings into the city of Marfa, right? And I'm guessing the hot funds, may be down a bit, or are they up a bit this year?
The trend is down, and we are expecting that to continue, considering that some of our hotels are offline, some of them are not current, and some of them are occupied by the military, which of course do not contribute those funds.
Right. That's what I figured. Y'all are Presidio's probably experiencing the same.
They are. So I'll tell you this. Thank you very much again for the report. We're working through our budget now. I'm very glad to hear that you guys will, again, the decision we make, it's gonna be with the best of intentions to recognize the service you provide for us on our behalf, and that we do need to do more. It may not be all that you want, and it may be, I don't know yet. But we'll have those conversations as we move forward through with the budget. So I don't have any more questions unless one of the other commissioners has something they want to add. I guess we'll get there. But thank you so much for the spirit of it, for the spirit of the conversation.
Thank
Thank
y'all.
you,
Thank
Teresa.
you, Judge,
Thank you,
and thank you, commissioners, for entertaining our requests. let us know if you have any other questions, and we'll be happy to try to answer them, get you the information that you need in support of our request.
Very good. Thank you so much. Okay. So is there any other, are there any other departments that want to make a last ditch push? Anyone? Okay, so let's continue with our budget workshop. Where would you like us to go next, Ms. Sanchez?
Start on number 1.
Okay,
That's your preliminary budget assumptions. You know, these assumptions are based on the previous meeting. Assumes on your staff are then already approved. This, to answer Commissioner Heisler, the approved position staff was my part-time position becoming a full-time position, which that has been approved already.
that's page 1?
No, I'm sorry, on the drive, Judge.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
In the budget work. In the budget work. Also, we show options for increases for employees per wage schedule at 3%. Assume raises for elected officials. Includes increases for county's contribution to employee health insurance. At this time, it's already been an approved amount. That would be the 11% increase.
But does that have employees and retirees?
Yes, it has both. This is actual employees. This is not the.
Okay,
the
that's my
post-retirees.
question.
Yes.
Okay.
Assumes no transfers to other funds. Assumes there is requests from different departments and assume cuts in addition for the meeting of August 12th, 2020. I said 5, but it's 26. I'm sorry. I'm all confused on my fiscal year. So if you go to number 2, that's the filed proposed budget that was filed with the clerks. A lot of the changes are added here. I did make some modifications after this was filed for this meeting, which included the raises, the cost of employees' raises. So that one you would be able to find it on number. You have a copy of that, of the proposed budget B, which is the copy I gave you.
Expenses.
The expense budget, yeah, and the revenue side is on the, you really can't do anything with the revenues because those are set, but it's on the drive as well. But if you look at number 3 in the drive, it's cuts and additions. So on there, I just didn't copy the amounts, so I'm so apologetic. Let me pull my budget here. The cuts and additions, we have preliminary budget income, which is 7.1 million. Preliminary M&O budget expenditures included transfers to other funds, does not include transfers to the jail. 8.56 million dollars. On here we have the cut Commissioner Road and Bridge stipend, $30,000, addition to non-departmental. So I do have here the increase to the Marfa EMS contribution for $60,000. The increase to the grant matches for grant through the THC for the courthouse, the NAT Bank, and the TxDOT Alameda Bridge. That's $1.3 million. Increase to miscellaneous for possible TxDOT building purchase. That's $150,000. Created IT services budget for county. Does not include that. IT services does not include the sheriff's various departments, and they do not wish to be part of that. That's $52,000. Created a contingency budget of $200,000. The cuts to the non-departmental are the Jeff Davis EMS contribution, $5,000. Cut permits and supplements to pay OSSF, $15,000. Additions to the courthouse budget were capital outlay of $50,000 for a THC application, Texas Historical Commission application. The TK elevator service contract and the Inca fire alarm. So I added those here because we're getting the invoices for previous fiscal years. One of our previous commissioners was against paying any service contracts, but did not cancel those contracts. So we are having to pay them.
Have we used their services?
we have fire alarm and the TK elevator is an annual contract. So now that we repair the elevator, it's probably those.
If you can't do it, that's up in 6 months.
Yeah, yeah. And the performance budget were the replacement for the repairs and the elevator, $2.6 million. Additions to the courthouse, to the emergency management, created a utilities budget for electric services, $3,500. Additions to road and bridge, we increased the, I did increase the fuel budget by $10,000, just based on the historical pricing of fuel right now. Cuts to road and bridge, decrease the capital, due to financing options, we cut that by 1.7 million.
And that's us going with the, you weren't here for that. So, but
Right.
you and I had talked, Commissioner Contreras, about if we go on a 15-year note, you still get your money, but we're just gonna pay it out over 15 years. And then we'll just bite the bullet and it'll be a part of your, of the budget for road and bridge for X number of years.
Yes.
Again, recognizing there's no, if we pay before, there's no penalty, we could, so.
So, back to your drive, number 4 is the tax revenue projections. You can see that we've seen this one is if the minimum rate is adopted, your rate would be 0.52670. That would bring $453,000 more in revenue for fiscal year 27. On your drive, numbers 5, summer specific funds, you can see there compared to previous meetings, where our revenues against our expenditures are right now. If we were to approve the budget as is, you would have a deficit of about $1.4 million. And you can see the balance, the projected balance at the end of fiscal year 26. And
Is it a little road and bridge car?
it's many things, it's not just that. No.
Does that let me see if this is fair. That's pretty much what we've been doing, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're at least right now, we're on par with.
With what you did last
Yeah,
year.
Previous
yeah.
fiscal years, yeah.
Yes, sir.
We have the monies. And again, a lot of this budget and the monies that we have in the budget, even though we may or may not be allocating for a specific reason, maybe we're a little vague about where it's gonna go and how it's gonna go. We still have to come together as a board if we're gonna come and spend, or as Commissioners Court, to make these big ticket items.
Yes.
It's like a wish list, like the text dot surplus. Could we, we're projecting a number, could we get it? Maybe. Would we like it? Sure. How much is it? So we'll have to make those tough decisions as the fiscal year proceeds. Just from where I sit, it's not horrible. No, it's not horrible.
And we, correct me if I'm wrong, we have to have it in our budget in order to expend funds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. So if we go down the list,
Okay.
we have proposed budget B, which is the one I provided to you this morning. And on there, we added the increases to county employees. That's 3% raise based on the wage schedule adopted by the commissioners.
This is number
Number
6.
7.
7?
I'm sorry, yes,
Okay.
the number 7, the expenses.
Okay.
And there in the drive as well, number 8 is a request that are still pending to be approved. One of them is for the prosecutor's office, county attorney's office would be creating a crime victim coordinator position that would be paid, fully funded by SB 22. This, because it's a new position that will cover health benefits and all benefits that come out of there. The road and bridge is requesting 2 full-time positions for laborers. And obviously, the election administrator the order has been adopted, so I'm assuming we will have to fund this election administrator position.
And that's not included in this budget.
It is, Judge.
Oh, this is.
Yes, it is. Everything that you see that requests are pretty much all of them are included in the budget, with the exception of those that you have cut already. There are also, special rates request we have there, which is the, vehicle allowance for the Veterans Affairs Officer.
Okay.
And obviously we have, the drive, which has already been approved by the court, but, will not be decided until the adoption of the budget.
Can we talk, just in general terms about this?
Yeah.
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 So, again, discussion, crime victim coordinator, Jessica Ray. We have Ms. Park here. You're going to be using your SB 22 money for this. It has no impact on the county.
Correct.
County's general fund or funding. 100% is gonna come out of your little, your little nest egg.
Yes, I believe, double check me, all of the benefits are
Yeah,
covered.
yeah.
For her are covered by SB
For her.
22, so health insurance, retirement, all of those benefits are covered by the grant.
And, so do we have to say the grant goes away? I don't think it is. To be honest with you, I think this grant is gonna be there for a very, very long time. If the grant goes away,
Right.
if the grant goes away, do we have a contingency or is it, what is?
No,
Would
so,
the employee would recognize that, I guess that's something you'd have to figure out.
yes,
and come to
so
us.
if the grant went away tomorrow and we didn't have it for this upcoming fiscal year, I would be able to keep Rigo because his position, the executive assistant positions with the office and already built into my budget. But the VOCA position was created after SB 22. And so it's not already built, it wasn't pre-built into my budget. Which means if SB 22 went away, I would no longer have the funds to pay Jessica's salary.
What page is, and I hate to put you on the spot, it just popped up though, the first thing that popped up. What page is, the county attorney's budget?
Sorry, guys, this is.
That's fine.
I have a few budgets.
On page 10.
I have a few budgets, but my SB 22 budget or my county
This is your page county fund.
the general one.
And let me go back to tell you something that, I know we discussed the county attorney's budget, but however, we cannot modify, since she has the SB 22 grant, one of the rules from comptroller is we cannot change an already.
Existing budget. So I can't, what you're telling me is I can't punish her because she found a grant or there she's not eligible.
The statute says, I'm looking at the statute right now. Rural prosecutor's office salary assistant grant program. A county may not reduce the amount of funds provided to a prosecutor's office because of grant funds provided under this section. So because I receive a grant means, like you can't decrease my budget because I received grant funds.
Any line item?
Correct.
Yeah.
However,
So-
you can, approve the VOCA position contingent on the grant funds being available.
I guess
Yeah,
that's the big,
not
that's,
decreasing my budget.
yeah. I guess that's the biggest question.
Yes, sir.
The only thing I would ask as to be creative, that's the right word. If you do have monies in there that are, I guess,
Unspent.
yeah.
Yep.
And we move forward like software, like this, court reporting software and stuff. I think, what budget did that come out
Yeah.
of? Mine?
So like
Did
right
that come out of ours?
I know exactly where you're going with this. So right now, I have the budget, there's obviously a budget for the executive assistant at
Yeah.
what, 20, sorry, what's the amount?
31,200.
Right, so it's built in the budget because it has to be, right, can't be removed, but it's unspent because we've been paying for Rigo through SB 22. This next year, there'll be a little bit of expenditure on it because his raise is covered by SB 22. Or his longevity pay, whatever we're calling it. Anyways, so it looks like my budget has a nice cushion in it. And if, say by the end of, we've got a couple of weeks left, by the end of this budget cycle, if you wanted me to offer to purchase software for
I think we already bought it. Yeah.
office one that I am amenable, I'm not going to oppose a temporary line item transfer to a different department.
There you go.
For that
I like that.
purpose.
Thank you.
But it will have to go back into my budget,
Yeah.
it can't be a permanent move.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes
Right.
perfect sense.
And I'm okay with that because like I said, this year we've got requisitions have to be turned in. I'm prepared some for you. Be prepared. So if we wanted to do one out of this budget, we've got a couple of weeks to do it.
Okay.
And I'm fine with that. And then same thing next year. I would be hesitant to do it at the beginning of the fiscal year just in case something happened and then I don't want
Yeah.
to put myself in a hole.
And that's understandable. And I think we're obligated to, at the end of the quarter, to come back and say, state agency, here's what we usually did. Your boss would come in 2 weeks before then, go buy some new boots. Dude, I don't need new boots. Go buy some. I didn't ask you. I said, go buy some. I hated that part of it.
Spending money for the sake
We
of
would
spending.
buy junk that would sit on a shelf and go to waste just to expend it. And we need to get over that stuff.
Yeah.
We need to be so beyond that. So I appreciate you recognizing, look, and I wouldn't do that, not at the beginning of the year. But as we move forward and we do have,
Unspent.
yeah, well, if we have a project that we really need to get to and we can move a little, yeah, I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I would ask that of all the department heads.
I'm amenable to that for sure. Especially if it's gonna go to the county clerk's office getting a new system for court system, because that helps me out. That's my office.
We also need some money for the paving.
For the what?
For paving the roads, just.
For paving roads, y'all fight over how you wanna spend my $30,000.
Well, we already, judges,
So I am
town already bought the court reporting, we already did all of that.
Yeah.
No, that's for 40. What
Yeah.
we're talking about is like the IDOT system. Like if we wanted to get Tyler Technology System, that system is real expensive, but it's like 30 times better than IDOT because IDOT.
They have to be running that now.
So,
Yeah, I think Tyler,
So-
like $100,000.
Huh?
It's like $100,000.
it's like, yeah, it's like $40,000.
Can you not finance it?
Yes, you can.
We can get a lot, for sure. So yeah, I'm amenable to that as long as when the next budget comes around, that doesn't have a permanent reduction, right, on
Right.
my budget.
Okay.
The other thing I was going to note, just so y'all know, that on this budget is I'm about to buy new furniture for Jessica and it's going to be 8% paid by the VOCA grant. So she's getting all new furniture, but 80% of it is going to be funded through a grant. So yeah.
Oh, you guys know
I'm doing it now, okay? So just so y'all know, like I'm utilizing my grants as best as I can as they come in. I'm spending their money, guys.
And on that note, Judge, but departments do send us a bunch of last minute requisitions with stuff that, in my opinion, it's not needed.
I'm sorry,
I need.
but this one I have to get in because.
No, I know.
I know.
She doesn't have a.
I don't warning you right now.
Okay. So, it looks like we got that ironed out. And what about, the auditor, assistant auditor?
That's been approved.
Been approved, and then we've got road and bridge temp. That's the one that you want to fill, at least through what?
Request.
Sorry.
Thank you, Karen.
I don't know who that was.
Oh. Well, that's good.
Judge, did you do that?
What?
Get that up there.
No, I guess I did. No, I did. No, it just kind of bounced over there.
Yeah, it's because
Okay.
I have his, the drive on this side, so sometimes it slips back to his.
Sorry about that. No disrespect.
So that, you're asking for $23,800 to, elevate a temporary seasonal to a full-time labor.
No, ma'am, they currently have $22,800 in labor. They wanna turn that into, add that to the cost of 2 new full-timers. That's what that says right there. So the labor line is currently $22,800. They're requesting to new positions, which cost without benefits $45,600. So kind of taking that 22 and minusing from the 2 new full timers cost. It's kind of like moving up into a full time position.
And then Miss Parks 31,000.
And then when.
Not kidding, that was a joke.
At the end of the fiscal year.
Last year you asked me what I was gonna do with the 40,000 I had left, like, buy a car, you know?
Right.
Just so y'all know, I'm consistently under budget by tens of thousands of dollars.
So are those laborers, is it one for the mechanic or what do they do?
We're gonna create a paving crew, Commissioner.
Uh-huh.
So, if we take 2 of our road crew guys, we're left with 50% on workforce. So we need to add more people to the department.
Okay.
And Martha's gonna do it and proceed. It was suggested that.
Well, you know, I was there when they did the interlocal agreement, and the way that the mayor presented it, Obed, was that they wanted to enter into the interlocal agreement should we ever get grant funding, but they currently do not have enough staff to throw at a paving crew.
Yes,
And so-
that's how it was discussed,
Right.
in our meeting. So that's why I told them this is the, idea to create more jobs
Mm-hmm,
and, build a separate, team
mm-hmm.
and, get them trained, to do the correct. We're not gonna throw anybody in the street because they know how to work any machines or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea was, because the Texas guy from Armando Ramirez, he's the district guy here.
Mm-hmm.
He told us there's some monies there that they could help us train our people through Texas.
Okay.
So that's the idea. Getting a 6 or an 8-man crew and send them to training and then we can start paving our roads.
So when we think about county roads, we have about, 300 miles? How many miles? So what paving are we looking at? Are we starting out in the ETJs that is the county's responsibility?
Right now, we don't have anything.
Okay.
We're gonna build a committee,
Mhm.
and then we'll see which roads we're gonna follow.
And
Right
my,
now, we're not gonna do this first, we don't have.
my biggest concern, Obed, and I've said it to you, is that we can't just give services or give materials to the city of Marfa or the city of Presidio without receiving
Right.
equal value back.
Yeah, so can I comment on there?
Uh-huh.
Where it says materials for the city of Marfa and materials for the city of Presidio. Sorry, I haven't honestly looked at all those budgets and so on. Deirdre's correct, we can't. If we're already kind of writing a line with like our group thing, but
Right.
we can't provide the materials. Or we can't buy materials to pave city streets without them paying us,
Well, you gotta find the way, really a turn,
then they pay us.
because this,
They have-
there's gotta be a way, this is Presidio County. City of Marfa is Presidio County.
Yeah, but the
If
county.
you have the money to, our cities look like crap, and sorry my French, excuse my French, but why do you have the money in the bank and your cities are looking like shit?
That's why
We
they
have
have
to-
municipalities though,
Yeah,
Obed.
yeah, but we're in the county,
Well,
and
but I.
rate 251.
If
That's
there's
a
county
story.
roads,
Yeah.
then yeah.
I just don't want us to compromise ourselves legally, and it feels like you want it done. I want a lot of things done,
Yeah, we're
but I
gonna-
know we can't do it. So I just want to make sure, and that's why we have a county attorney to make sure that we don't cross this line.
So you have enough money, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You get
Me.
a fight to do it.
No, so, and that's why whenever we were going through those interlocal agreements, there's that special code that talks about municipalities being able to finance their roads through counties. Because counties can't give them money, it has to be, we're required by law to receive like services and either in kind or through money. So if we're going to buy materials to build up city roads that are the jurisdiction and the responsibility of the city, then the city would have to pay us for it.
Mhm.
I don't really, that's just the law.
Yeah, but if the city start complaining about the email services, then we're gonna be in fun. So we gotta find a way.
There's
We
like,
gotta find a way to make this happen
so,
legally, you know?
so look, here's,
There's a lot of things that-
yeah, like for instance, I know that, TxDOT allocates, excess,
Yes,
materials to us.
Right.
And then we do distribute those. The city of Marfa needs some, city of Presidio needs some, or if the county needs some.
that would be.
Usually what we do is we don't have a lot of paved roads. So usually we distribute, it's divvied up somehow. Materials are left over here, materials are left over there. So,
And that's fine because those materials are salvaged.
Right.
Salvaged materials and salvaged equipment is a different thing because it's already been written off on their audit books. And I don't know what these guys are right now, it's checking our boxes. So once all the cost of those equipment and materials have been properly salvaged and written off on their books, and especially if it's equipment, because they have to go through like a 30-year, whatever that's called. Yes, that word. Then at that point, when it's salvaged, they can give it away, but we can't buy materials to use on the cities.
Correct.
Yeah.
I know at one time, I remember seeing where, and I'm sure it was me. I signed something adopting all city roads. All roads within Presidio County were adopted by the county. And we did it because for us to be able to, if we are gifted something and we have materials like this, in this case, we can distribute it the way we see fit.
You should find that.
Well, it can't be a city road and a county road at the same time,
Right.
so then the city would have to abandon all of the city roads legally. And then they would have to be donated to the county, and the county would have to accept all of the roads as county roads. But then we, at that point, take on full responsibility for, like, liability for all of the roads.
And I don't want to overthink this because I think that's what kills a project is when you're demanding an answer for every situation.
Right.
When the truth is, all we're trying to do is, you know what, let's do something combined. Let's just do some sort of effort. Go ahead.
Judge, so one of the solutions, or not solution, but something, would be budgeting more materials for county roads. Which, because this is to be given to the cities, and we can't really give money to cities or any, unless they're giving us something of the same value, right? Or money or something of the same value. Why wouldn't you budget for materials for county roads? Maybe not the $400,000, an estimate or a percentage of that cost for county roads right now. Rather than the 400,000, I'm not sure, I don't know how much equipment, material for roads cost, but.
Well, I know that we can work on roads in our ETJ. And actually, Commissioner Escontreras was doing that this past week. He started patching some in Salsa Puedes to try a product out. And I think it's gonna work really well. And I see where we just got a quote to buy more of them. So I think, taking care of the ETJ roads is great. With the millings that, your letter was successful. I think we're gonna get about 300 yards or more of millings. And those are the millings that are located up in Marfa on 90. We're also getting delineators because they can surplus those. So I don't know why we couldn't make the millings available if the cities needed that. I think that is staying within the law, right? Because it's part of the county assistance program from TxDOT where they give us their surplus stuff. It's off their books.
Oh, if it's,
Millings and stuff.
yeah, if it's stuff that's been given to us,
Right.
then we can
Right.
give it away because we didn't purchase it, so we're not having to salvage it off of our books.
Right, so we can make that available to the cities, but putting $200,000 for each of the cities
for paving, I think that is not in compliance with the law.
No.
I hate to say it, Judge.
Yeah, we can't give money to them unless they finance it and pay us back.
Right.
And there's a whole portion of code, that discusses, specifically talks about cities, municipalities who finance their road services through counties. Cause they, like San Antonio, Bexar County, they do that. There are counties that do this, but it requires that financing to pay for the services.
And it's in larger municipalities.
I mean, that's where I've seen it more like,
And I don't want
I've
to
seen it there.
extinguish at all of Obed's
The intent.
enthusiasm. I love that he's coming up with these creative ideas, but I also don't want to compromise our county in.
Our audit would
Yeah.
hurt because of it.
Mhm.
So I often say this and don't be mad, but I'm the legal wet blanket. So it's my job that I sometimes have to be a damper and the wet blanket on. This is one of those cases. So
We still like you.
I'm a damper in somebody's life every day.
I'm just kidding.
There you go. Yeah. So I surely don't want, I'm liking the conversation, but I don't want to focus too much on it. It's 12:44.
Judge Moore, on the road and bridge, I think you went off.
Way big tangent, way big.
Looking at the road and bridge, like, 2 new, positions.
Okay, so let's discuss that.
And so I understand that maybe there's a position needed to help out the mechanic, but I don't think the county is really ready to get in the business of paving streets. I don't think we can do that.
I think we have enough work, without it focusing on paving streets. Let's just focus on,
Position.
the position. So we've got, and I will tell you, I think I'm really gonna like this plan going forward, which is the crew's gonna get sent out as a team, as a unit. I think what has happened in the past where one guy goes over here, two guys go over there. I think, you do get more accomplished when you work as a unit. And when guys kind of poke each other, hey, I've moved my shovel 3 times. You haven't moved your shovel once. Come on, let's go. So, I see that. So I'm looking forward to it. I think if we could, in the spirit of things, and I know we talked about it generally, is there any mechanism, is there any way where we can come back as commissioners court and say, throughout this fiscal year, if there's a vacancy, you have to come back to court before you fill it. It's in the budget. I know it's in there, and yes, and I can have this employed. But instead of having them just go fill it, they have to come back, justify the position. It's budgeted, but they have to seek permission from us.
in the middle of the
Year.
You're talking
If
about
there's a
positions.
vacancy, all positions.
For a vacant position that's already there?
Yeah.
No. Each official, has the right to staff their offices. You can control the budget, but you can't tell them they can't fill the vacancy or anything like that.
What you can do, what we're talking is, let's say somebody in, like, the maintenance department anywhere leaves, you don't have to fill that position.
You just leave it.
You leave it, and you can hire a contract person.
But you can't stop another official from filling a position that they
So-
already have.
Right.
So I can do it as long as those are quasi the responsibility of the judge or the
Right.
commissioner's court, and I can do that.
Yes, sir.
So the maintenance at the courthouse.
The VA,
cleaning at
the,
Election.
Yeah, the road department right now falls under y'all.
Yeah.
But if y'all wanna move to a unit system, then that's gonna also change. And we'll talk about it. Don't do that.
But yes, everything that's under you don't, you have decision on all those departments.
So
I had a conflict with one of the guys. One of the guys had his son working. So when I came in, I said, well, let's fix it, York. And we defunded that for Gucci, but he was upset with me. Then I had fired the guy. I said, it was not me, it was just trying to fix it out, you know? So sometimes we try to do things, and I understand what the judge is coming. Try to do the correct thing, but whenever you do it,
So,
you step on people's toes.
Yeah, right. That's called management.
Yeah, I know, but if you,
So what, like,
if you, suggest somebody, like, she says no, because she's the attorney, she knows the laws, but, then we can keep these things from happening, you know? Whenever we get that coming, then we're.
yeah, we do have a nepotism.
you have a.
There is a nepotism law that
Yeah,
applies.
yeah.
So an official,
There's a funeral or something, we have all the staff come to the funeral.
yeah, so the nepotism law already applies, so I can't hire, I told anyone related to the third degree of affinity, which includes marriage. So I can't hire anyone that's second cousin or closer. So that's already a law.
Yeah, everybody's related, just.
Yeah, the elected.
The the hiring person.
So we have
Or
like that in the policy because Pat came back and did say that it's toward the elected, but it doesn't keep us from, we can attach it to the elected, but we can kind of add our policy
For what?
in the employee policy where people that do the hiring, can't have a.
With the affinity as well.
Yeah, it falls under the same grid.
Yeah.
That's for you to review.
That, you'll see
I
that.
know, y'all, why is it so long?
We added.
There was another part of it that was brought up by the commissioners on testing that we legally can't do. We can't do randomized testing.
Well,
We're gonna-
but it's suspicion testing.
Yeah, reasonable suspicion testing is
Yeah.
one thing, but we can't do randomized.
No, it's suspicion based.
Yeah.
If they are.
My operator can be stolen.
No, unless they're operating heavy equipment, that, and if they're LEOs, the law enforcement.
And it also,
Those are
different if
different.
they have CDLs. Like there's a
Yes.
policy in there about CDLs. That one they did highlight the whole policy because I have no idea.
Right, but the randomized for the entire county is not.
Correct. You cannot.
We can't.
We'll have
The
everybody,
constitutional.
they have everybody part of this.
Yep.
That's what was said.
You first.
We saw it.
I suspect that.
You know what's funny is when we cleaned out the office next to us, the juvenile office, there was a bunch of the testing cups in there, little tests.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to play with them.
Is
They were
this-
all expired.
Is this a cue that we should call it quits? Let's go to, the elections administrator. Let's talk to you again. Let's just talk.
Are we still on that page that we had pulled up, the request for
Yes,
FY? Okay.
Yeah, so the elections administrator, right now we have the 4-H. We have a line item for the 4-H. We haven't had that position filled in 3 years,
Right.
3 years, yeah. So that amount is what?
About $37,000 to $40,000.
Nice. So.
I looked at the contract, you can goose egg it.
I'm sorry?
That was the contract you had
Yeah.
to look at, I looked at it, you can goose egg it, you can give her 0.
So I guess what I'd like to do, I think we have to generate a letter to, AgriLife.
Yes.
Say,
And formally
thank
terminate.
you for the opportunity. Unfortunately, for reasons, we cannot continue to participate. We hope in the future, more money is allocated for rural, low income. communities. We will consider it again then, but as it stands now, it's,
Yeah.
And then we cover the contract, we gotta wait 90 days.
90 days is official, but the contract is contingent upon that position being budgeted. So the second the budget is unbudgeted, they can't force you to budget it even if we're within the 90 days.
Right.
So the 90 days is legally,
It's a number.
yeah, legally, that's the time period for it to terminate, but once you define it, it's.
I think everybody here would agree. Would you rather have a 4-H position?
Mhm.
Or would you rather have an elections?
Elections.
So now we.
You say it.
So that now we just, this one is over here. It doesn't make up the complete It doesn't impact the amount. Because obviously, we're gonna have to put some money, it's gonna come from somewhere. We gotta find monies for materials, handouts,
Right.
whatever posting, whatever we have to do, there has to be a sufficient amount of money, or we probably don't even know what it is.
I don't think we added a lot to the departmental budget because there was already a
It-
budget for elections.
Okay.
So the biggest part is just funding the position.
Okay.
So you just made major inroads
And they
there.
increase to the rate to the workers.
Uh-huh.
So you wanna defund the extension agent budget, and obviously that fund will be used for the PA.
We would just.
Who is sending the letter?
It's gonna change.
Just to make sure am I doing it? Is someone else doing it?
You wanna be a previous officer?
No.
Good, then you do the letter. That was a joke, I'm just.
No, I'm fine doing it. I just don't want us to talk about it, someone doing it and then no one.
What was it?
Write the termination letter.
Oh, we can do it in line. Alright, I'll take care of that.
We know.
Okay.
So, does that sound,
Cause I got the budget.
does that sound, can you guys live with that? Any
Absolutely, I think that's a great idea.
Let's just to make me feel better, can we add to the agenda for not next week, I thought I did it just now, for the next one that we're terminating this contract?
Oh,
Go for it, Blair.
All right.
I'm sorry, what was it?
I said just to make me feel better,
Oh, we can put it in.
to add to the agenda to terminating that contract. We'll go ahead and send the letter, but I want it to be on the minutes.
Crystal, take note on that agenda item.
And I'll tell you
Thank you.
guys, and I hate this, because I think it's a great program. But there's a lot of other counties that are saying, you know what? Your contribution, it's good, but it ain't all. And it's taking up more and more and more, so this makes sense in.
I think it depends on the county because a lot of my training that I go to for commissioners, they're always at afterlife centers.
Yeah.
Like the one in
There are some
Kirksville, the one in Fort Stockton, and then I go around and I see what they've got going on. I just don't know that our culture here is embracing that.
It used to be. How about it?
Oh, I
It
know.
used to be.
I have all the files, Joe, and I saw there were lots of members from Presidio that were involved. There were
Yeah.
lots of members from Martha.
We had, an onion festival.
Uh-huh. Was this when you were younger?
Oh, yeah, when I was a kid, we had
I was-
an onion queen. And she would cry when she got the crown put on.
Right.
Yeah, they put a little onion shaped crown on her head.
Amazing.
True.
No, you're right there, like my cousin's from Wake and they're
Yeah.
culturally really into it. I mean, they go to
Can we, while
auctions
we're
and.
on this page and we're talking about stuff, I just had a conversation with Commissioner Escontreras and he said that the annex is gonna get a vehicle that's gonna be able to be utilized by staff.
If it's legal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as long
Yeah.
as it comes back
The
and
county
if
can buy vehicles.
nobody can take it home, if they take it home, they get taxed.
Yeah.
right.
Here's what I will, here's where, and I like where you're headed with this. Here's my thing. We have an old beat up van, we have an old piñata. Let's agree to buy it. And then here's what I found the biggest problem was. Depending on who has the key for this, is they get, territory.
Right.
How about that?
Right.
Like, hey, I got a trip to Marfa, can I get, no, you can't, it's mine, they're mine.
Right.
No, and that's what happens, that's what happened here, is we get too possessive of something, it's not yours, it's the county. This is not my office, this is the county's office, I work for the county. So
And then who's
if we
putting the
can,
gas in the car?
exactly,
It's a fuel card.
so-and-so left a coffee cup in it, and then they spilled the coffee and they didn't clean up, yeah, exactly, that's what happens. But I still think a big piece of that is because the vehicles that we're providing to the courthouse and the annex, they're ugly.
They're old and ugly.
They're old, they're ugly, they're unreliable.
Right.
And
They're past their shelf life, please.
before we go into that, I'm sorry, Deidre, we still have the VA, vehicle allowance.
That's where I was going, is
Okay.
if we are getting a vehicle for the annex and if the VA officer has the ability to use that from time to time for training or to go to El Paso, then I'd be willing to strike that 5,000 out.
Then you would have, also, if that happens, you would have to add a field budget to the, VA, office. Because each office, depending on who uses the vehicle, each department has a field line to pay out.
Okay. 1,000.
It's too much, that's nice.
Huh?
Unless you're gonna be driving the vehicle all the time.
No, because it's for the annex.
$1,000 is nothing. I put $75 to go to the Park Road and back.
Maybe you don't have a big truck, they have that.
In diesel?
Yeah, so 750,
No, I'm gonna do 1,000.
okay,
If that's okay.
yeah, 1,000,
Then
and that, yeah, but I wanna be fair because if that's less wear and tear on her own vehicle and she only uses it when it's approved.
Spoken to you before about surplusing that Piñata. Is it something that you want to do next? Just like if they're on the next
Yeah.
agenda, okay?
Yeah.
Do we have to surplus it and then auction it?
Yes.
Yes.
What about the van?
Will we do the?
Yes.
The van.
It's a fine.
It's to the DM's office.
We just put some new tires on it and we're gonna put new brakes.
Okay, don't touch the van.
Not anymore?
Are you saying don't touch the van?
Well, I mean.
No, that's what I'm hearing, yes, yeah.
Hold on, it's a different, the sign for your department, that's not the annex.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not used by
Okay.
other departments, they're just for the.
Just the
taxes.
Piñata.
So the one for the annex would technically be a county vehicle. So
Right.
like anyone in the county can use
It's
it.
just
Right.
applying to
It's
them.
not that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it's not
terrain.
I believe it's like a,
Courthouse vehicle,
Yeah,
so anybody can use
you
it.
have
like a requisition where they're gonna
Take care of it.
take a vehicle, so we don't take it.
We have a notebook, we have a
You have a lot.
clipboard, we have
The
a
way that
clipboard,
they will
yeah.
come and.
That's what we did.
So,
No, we have logs.
You have a clipboard, and we could, I mean, I don't wanna speak for Nancy, but it could be at the tax assessor's office. There's one here, there's one there.
Yeah.
There's always somebody there. You go and you ask for the clipboard. Does anybody have it, reserved for next Wednesday? No. Good. Would you put my name on there? And you have to have a starting mileage. You have to have an ending mileage. If it needs fuel, you top it off. Maybe it comes with a credit card where you can do the fuel, you can do the oil change, whatever. So,
So they'll close that fine. Okay,
no,
so those are their special requests.
okay, let me go back to the VA position. I know that you're requesting, I don't know what you wanted to go up to, what was that total budget, 40? I would have a problem going up any money, any money, zero. No travel, no, everything, the current budget for it to remain as it is.
That's it, no changes.
No changes to it, no. And I go back to the same thing. I know we've been talking, and I'm just talking out loud, and everybody will have a chance to discuss it and put their 2 cents in. The OEM, Office of Emergency Management. Again, I can tell, Mr. Minsky, I don't know, he just doesn't like coming south. And so I think we should, and I think we do, again, I'm gonna agree with you. The position needs to be, I think we can find it, it has to be a stipend position, no benefits. Say it's $10,000. So we find an existing public servant or somebody that has that area of expertise. I know of at least 3 or 4 guys that are certified in everything you need to be for emergency management. Saul Pardo comes right to the top of my head. I know a lot of the deputies have those, but we could have a stipend for them and split that in half. What is the rest of that budget? What does it get used for? Because it's pretty generous. It's 100,000. It's 100,000.
No, it's not that big, we find it real quick. And I'll tell you.
His salary's 26 something, and I think that we had 30,900 in for but I'm not looking, that was
Part
my.
of it is obligated for that chief bus.
Part of them are contracts for the repeater towers.
Yeah.
So that went from 70,000 to 73,000 for each.
I thought, in 26 it was 31,700 and I submitted
No,
39.
I don't know where you're getting that. The budget for emergency management is $70,000.
I'm not including the,
Oh, no salary.
none of the salaries or the benefits. I'm just talking about operating.
Oh, yeah, it's
It
staying
was
the
30.
same, with just the $3,500. I just moved the line so I don't know what.
Because I moved numbers around so that it wasn't.
But I'm actually, oh, yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
He's also a good tax.
So in keeping with us moving forward,
I'm looking at it.
am I gonna have to submit something on the VA also, so it doesn't increase so that there is like
You can tell me, and I'll note it, and on the next
something
meeting,
in fuel?
it will be there.
Okay.
Let's go back to emergency, is there a change to emergency?
Yes, yes, it will be a stipend.
Right.
And it would be eligible to whoever comes before us. We'll make a committee within the commissioners and we'll select, again, I would assume that if Gary wants to continue that understanding, it's a stipend. It's a stipend. It has no benefits. And the same thing, the new South County guy, it'd be a stipend to whatever else you do. I'm not even saying they have to be a fireman or a policeman. I'm gonna say that's probably who's gonna end up putting in for it, but it could be somebody else that has a love for that and is gonna dedicate them and can wow us, and that's gonna be our selection.
Okay, so you're keeping the salaries as
No,
salaries,
it's a stipend,
do we have an amount? Cause I will.
10,000,
10,000.
10.
So you're taking off insurance, all benefits.
Yes.
Okay.
So
We have.
10 and 10, so 20,000. So it'd be 20,000 for stipend and no
Yeah.
benefits.
And who could apply? Again, we can come up with that, but I assume any fireman in Marfa, any volunteer fireman in Presidio, any
Or Ian.
commissioned officer or a reserve officer or a retired officer or somebody that has the best interest of.
Or park ranger. Just saying,
Yeah.
we had to do emergency management all the time. Yeah.
Okay, that works for me, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, you wanna go back to the VA? Or that was said already?
That's set already.
That's
It
set
remains at the,
Same.
at
The
that
only-
year's end.
Any additions, Judge, but if there's gonna be a vehicle for her to use, we will have to add that fuel line on there for $1,000.
Then reduce her salary by 1,000 and put it in trial.
We
You
can,
can't reduce your salary. We can find, I'll get with you and look at the budget and see how I can reduce certain areas.
I think there's, you had requested a few things, we could probably take all those away and, part of that travel maybe can be reduced by $1,000. Her travel budget,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
rather than her. salary.
I'll come into your office and work that out.
Any other big ticket stuff that we've left unaddressed?
Yes, sir, the courthouse budget.
Okay.
What page is that?
Let me find it, I'm so sorry, I don't know this funds yet, so. Courthouse is on page 15.
15.
Yes. So here we added, or you guys added, the $50,000 in capital outlay for the grant match in case of the courthouse, Texas Historical Commission grant. I think one of the things I told the judge and I told Commissioner Heiser, is somebody who's willing to take on that duty of actually doing the application. It's just budgeting for budgeting when you have other needs.
Is that page 5?
It's page 15.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm listening, I promise.
It's just not recommended, unless somebody's willing to take that on.
Well, I think that, Ms. Park did an excellent job presenting that last go round. I don't think there's gonna be, I don't think there would be much changes. We can lean on Lone Star, to get it up to speed, make any changes. Really, I think the only thing where you'd have to spend time is the presentation itself. And if you don't have the stomach to go present, I'll go present.
Where
It's
was
The courthouse to THC. how you
The
position
historical.
it.
I'm happy to.
So the historical commission has reset that portion of their fund. It's 100 million and they're gonna be distributed. They're encouraging us to throw our name in that hat.
Excellent.
So, again, we're not starting from zero. We're starting from probably 95. We might have to move this, move that, this, but we already have the study done.
Yeah.
It's in our hand. Everything's done. I've noticed this with the school district does this. Not that I would do everything the school does, but in this instance, that's what I've seen historically what they do. They go through McKinstry, they go through a big name, engineer, architectural firm, but they do all their studies and then they grab them and then they go and implement them at their convenience using very, I don't want to say unorthodox methods, but they go and they have a project manager. And then he's responsible for, okay, we're going to focus just on plumbing, and concrete. And then that's bidded out. And then they come back and what I've seen is they save a lot of money doing that. They save a
Isn't
lot
that
of money. And
what we're
then,
doing with the annex?
well,
We had
that's,
that
that's,
big-
that's.
We had that
yeah.
big report of everything that was needed, yeah.
We found another problem that's getting fixed right now.
Of course, when you start uncovering, there's more. I would also say that depending upon the outcome of the November election, I know that, Susan Hayes is very interested in working on the courthouse in concert with Blair if she gets elected.
I am more than happy to go to Austin and do what I did 2 years ago.
Thank you.
Beg for money.
Mhm.
I think it's good to keep going back to them because they remember us. When we went, they had a huge poster of our courthouse. Like that was, they were using that as their pride
That's
point
your
of,
model.
oh, courthouses that they had preserved.
Right.
But I think the more you go, it makes the point to them. It's like, all right, this is the third, this is the fourth.
The
So
need
this
is still
time,
here, yeah.
they've come to us and we keep blowing them off.
Mhm.
And so at some point, they're gonna feel that for us.
Okay, so we'll keep that there for the meantime. Okay, perfect. One of the other ones is the non-departmental.
What page?
We're gonna have to look it up because I don't know the page number yet.
It'd be nice to have like an appendix.
Fine.
for each page. No, it's not. No, I know how much time you put into it.
It's not just filling out numbers, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What page was it?
Page 5.
So on there, you do have this contribution you were talking about, the city of Marfa,
Okay, hold on. I'm looking at it.
page 5, Jeff.
Okay. Holiday bonus hour 0. I like that.
But yeah, we're not paying any of that, so if you wanna, like a quick recap of this, I already mentioned. And then non-departmental, we added from last meeting. To the miscellaneous line, we added $150,000 for, probable purchase of a textile building, in the miscellaneous line, I did add in $50,000 just because we do get invoices that do not belong anywhere, and they have to get paid from somewhere. In the other services line, we have increases by the district, judge. I did add in $7,000 for suspicion drug testing. That's gonna be part of our new policy.
I thought we were gonna check on that and see if we could do.
You are allowed to, suspicion base. So that's what that budget is for. We did, that the judge and the committee decided that that was something that it wasn't good for the county. I also added $6,000 for RCI services. The county clerk has still have to get a quote for them, as she is the,
What?
we wrote that down. 4369, other services.
That helps me, 4269.
As she is the records manager or officer for the county. This is just an estimate, I am not sure, that might be a little more, a little less. And I also added $10,000 for other type of, we don't exactly know what we're gonna get throughout the year, so it always wants a little cushion. And we also added the line for IT services, which has been approved today. That's line 4302, budget $52,000. We added a contingency line, and it's contingency, so this cannot be touched unless, approved by the court, $200,000. And that's line 4670 for contingency. Line 4550, the grand match, there we added $1 million for a possible match on our historical commission grant for the courthouse repairs. We also added the landfill grant, match by the NASDAQ, that's $35,000. And we added the match for the Alameda Creek, textile grants that will be due next year. So that budget increased as well.
Is that the last payment?
Sorry?
Is it the last payment to tax out for that?
Yeah. Thank God. So the Marfa EMS, we did increase that in the budget right here to $125,000, but you know, it hasn't been approved.
What do you guys think about that? Again, I go back, it's gonna take time. It's not easy. I do think we need to do an ESD. I think we're leaving a lot of money on the table, whether it's hot tax or sales tax. The cities are overwhelmed right now. They have as many mandates as us and more. And so do we, and I know Presidio said, yeah, we're good with where we're at. Again, I just want to recognize that the line, this line is Elephant Rock. And every colonia and the city of Presidio is south of it. So just by sheer volume, there's just more people here. Plus, we have the port of entry that has people. Now, I do recognize 90 is a well-traveled highway, and it has traffic going up and down. And any accident that happens there is going to trigger a call from EMS. But do we say yes to the 120, or do we say how about 90?
I was
Then come
leaning,
back to us next year. Come back to us next year.
I was leaning into 130.
Okay.
Because I look at the 11%, that's 96. I recognize, because I was on that task force with the rural ambulance service, so I know the services, Marfa and Presidio. I would support them.
Okay. And I think, this is where I go back when they were talking about that hotel motel contribution. And because they can use it on airports, whether it's tourism and travel, we turn that 30,000 into 300,000 because we have that grant, that tech stop grant. Yeah. I mean, that's a good use of $30,000.
When they wrote that legislation, Judge,
yeah,
it was specifically written
Texas
for Marfa.
Was it really?
It was specifically written for Marfa. And we were fortunate because I used to be on the HOT committee, and I remember Cinderella coming into commissioners or to city council and asking us, and I said, oh, it says may, it doesn't say must. But, each year the city of Marfa has done a really good job of giving us. Sometimes we have to get there, right, and help them to just be reminded that you heard Teresa on the line that said that we will be receiving that. And we will have an interlocal agreement that we have to update at the end of September. I do feel that I think when you look at $100,000, what is that of an increase? $35,000. That's almost half what they have right now. So I think every little bit helps, and it gets it a little, closer.
Okay. So again, I've got any discussion or conversations about Presidio EMS? They didn't ask for anything. Do we bump them up as well, or do we?
120 miles just from Presidio to Marfa and back. And it's only 50 miles from Marfa to the hospital. Like 120. That's 170 miles for the Presidio EMS.
There's no doubt about the mileage.
Not including the trips to Ruidoso and then
right.
Or to Red.
But I did have another conversation with Troy after he declined, and I said, "Are you sure that you're not going to come to us? That you don't have any needs?" And because this ambulance had,
he's happy.
He's very happy because he was going to come to us and ask for a $20,000 increase to buy a piece of equipment, but the new ambulance comes with that piece of equipment. Now, do I think that the city of Presidio will probably come next fiscal year and answer? Absolutely. So what I've been trying to do is talk to both EMS directors of, I need your help with this ESD.
How long would it take? How long do you think it would take to get that pushed through? A year?
Well, it took Greg and them a year, but they already had an ESD in place down in South County. And I'm hoping we can tap into those resources.
They did have a consultant.
I think we should raise the 35% to Marshall and Presidio. Equally. They will bump Presidio's EMS to 162 and Marshall's to 100. If you wanna do equal, 35% increase.
So a 35% increase across the board to both EMSs. And
So what did you say for Presidio, what it come to?
Would be, if we raise that 35,000, that's 35%. So if you raise, 120,000 times 35% would be 42,000. So raise to 162.
162,000?
Yes.
And then raise the, Martha EMS to, 100,000? Is that what I'm hearing, Obed?
Yeah.
Okay. I can wrap my mind around that.
we really need to jumpstart this,
Yes, sir.
investigation.
Yeah, we really.
That means you're gonna have to get a few pieces of equipment in the Red Bridge.
I think we have the answer for that.
No, not that.
There.
Be careful, he's looking at you like you're his favorite fishing hole.
Be careful. All right, so there is a provision in the transportation code that allows, there's a big if that allows.
There's always the here with you there.
Hey, it's not
Come
for
on.
me, this is from the state. the
Can I read it?
Constitution.
You want to read it?
The Commissioners Court is authorized under section 251.02 to expend county monies to construct, improve, repair, or maintain streets in an incorporated city with the city's approval, and only if those, only on roads that are considered integral parts or connecting links with county roads. So we can do it if a county road comes into a city and then it turns into a city road for a little bit. That's an integral part or connection to the county road, but we can't do it on all.
You're looking at the code that states that we
Yes.
cannot do it. 251.12 allows the county commissioners
Yes.
or with the municipality's approval to use county funds,
For certain
certain
roads,
road workings and the
that's
municipalities.
the word certain, that's for the
The
lawyers.
certain roads are the ones we're gonna say we're gonna pay.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, I'll send this to you one if you want. It's a Attorney General's opinion that discusses this whole thing. It's quite long. You might don't want to read it.
So can we get back on track?
Well, this goes
This
back.
is on track.
This goes back to, I'm sorry, this goes back to what we were talking about a second ago with the ability to buy materials, to work for the county to construct and do work. So it is allowed with the caveat that one, the city has to, give us the authority, because it's their authority, that's their legal authority to work on the roads. So for one, they have to grant the county the authority, and two, the bigger caveat is that the road says the Commissioner's Court does not have authority or blah, 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 to expend county funds for the construction, improvement, or repair of a street or alley within an incorporated municipality that is not an integral part or a connecting link with the county roads or highways. So that's the big caveat, is for us to do that work without getting paid back, it has to be considered an integral part or a connecting link with a county road. So it has to be.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So there's a county road behind the UTV. And it's county road for the middle school.
That goes out to the solar field.
Yeah, and then there's a city road between that to the middle school.
But it's all one road?
No, it's like an L. You have to get the city road.
If you
cross
have
the county road.
If you have to get on the city road to go to the county road, that is an integral part. That's a,
So that one falls there.
that is a connecting link, because the only way you can get to the county road is through that city road. So then we could use our road and bridge department, the county can use our department and our funds and materials to work on that city road, as long as the city adopts an order that's saying that we can do it.
But why would they can't pay that my street list?
No, I mean, assuming
Because
you live on like a random city street and not like a highway or something, you know, We can do all city
Receiving
streets.
the funds, the keeping us the funds and.
We can't donate money to cities.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait,
Well, but the request is give the cities $200,000 each for repairs.
Right.
We can't give.
No, it was
We
not.
can't give.
That was not the idea.
It was.
Oh,
two
The idea is getting,
For materials.
yeah, we purchased the $400,000 of materials. And
and then,
what we're doing with the MS equal 200 and 200,000.
and then
But there's no
use
money.
those materials, the county uses the materials. We can do that as long as the road is an integral part or a connecting link with the county road or highway and the city gives us.
In other words, we can't do your
No.
road, Obed.
Oh, it's not, literally.
I wanna do all those Commissioner. Tell me yours.
And the requirement that it be an integral part of the county roads or state highways comes out of the Texas Constitution. So like the legislature has to be, they both be together, what the statute says and what the Constitution requires. So anyways, that's the law. We can do it on certain city roads without being paid back. Otherwise, if we do it on like all city roads that
Right.
are integral, they would have to pay us for service.
So Commissioner,
The idea was not giving the cities any money.
okay, but have you
Yeah, we
done, like, is the amount, like, the cost of materials, like, have you priced it, it's just a ballpark?
I have prices. This was just a ballpark to start with.
And would we use all that material within one fiscal year? Or are you building up a?
It's a ballpark.
Stop sign.
Okay.
Because you would have to, that's not included in the road and bridge budget.
Yeah, at all. Where do we need to go to keep this moving forward?
Well-
So that-
Just say yes.
No, like, where's the number? Okay, we'll look at road and bridge. Let's go back to non-departmental, where,
And that was page 15, right?
page 5,
Okay.
non-departmental, page 5, so I don't know where we were, I'm sorry, I got lost. On the match for the city, so it would be, you haven't decided, then you need to let me know. Mark our contribution, and then you're increasing the city of Presidio. Is that a yes, no, maybe?
Is the what?
The EMS contribution, are you increasing it, decreasing it, what's going on?
I feel fine that if we are going to
35%
increase
across the
the
board.
city of Martha to
35%.
100, then we should increase the city of
And
Presidio.
find a way to, for that hospital to pay that tab. It'll take a lot of,
Sweetie, you know how many times you brought that up?
we have to do it and
Yeah.
until you say yes. Michelle.
No.
Okay, so that's a yes on that?
Yes, I think so. Yes, yes,
Thank you.
yes.
So the other one is, let me look at, so.
What about the libraries? Do they still exist?
They do.
Because Google was cheap.
Libraries are important.
So on non-departmental, we do have that we lost it. Hold on, let me get back to where I was.
You jumped to Martha EMS.
CMS, pursue EMS,
And you talked about the contingency 4670, which was
Contingency?
150K for the tech stop building.
yes,
And
ma'am.
15K for the judge to have a match contingency, I believe.
I don't
So
know.
you have $200,000 down there, but I think it should be 165.
Okay. If you let me, I can do it. Okay, so on the non-departmental, you have decided to cut the retirees, silver choice plan. So that will go down by about $100,000. So that's right now budgeted at $132,000, so that will go down. Okay. So everything else is staying the same. Obviously, the contributions, if you wanna discuss those, we do contribute to the Presidio County Museum, $1,500, to the Presidio Library, $6,000, to the Marfa Library, $3,500, and to the Texas Historical Commission, $5,000, to the Big Bang Family Crisis Center, $2,000, and to the Child Advocacy Center, $1,000. Are those contributions staying as they are?
Yes.
I think they should.
And again, it's not a lot of money.
No.
And you are right. You are right, Ms. Sanchez. It does add up. So, and I recognize that. I think it's more, I guess, the only way we can show support for those activities. So
And we did save 5,000 by cutting that one Chuck Davis, so.
That's our last thing.
no, I go back to the same thing. Our biggest expense is employees
Yes,
and the benefits that come with it.
absolutely.
That's why we have to be, even though we don't like it, we have to. At some point.
Yes, sir. Going back to the bid budget of the annex, and Commissioner Escondida was talking to me about what did you got before that?
We get a page number, please, once you find it.
Is this, so for the annex, not the annex, are you talking road and bridge or annex?
Annex.
Okay, annex.
I think the road which should be the last.
So you're asking for some money to be set aside, a new HVAC system, an entryway, a remodel, address so it's not flooding, what is it?
Mold.
Well, mold remediation, and then, roof leaks. And I'll tell you, I think you're right, you're spot on right now with this sidewalk project. The last big rains that we've had, the water's coming in from that sidewalk, so, yeah.
So, for all those repairs, you have $200,000 and $92,000 for a vehicle.
I had an issue with the $92,000 and I've already discussed that with, Commissioner Escontreras.
He doesn't want to deny it. She just wants to.
I'm like, we should be driving Volkswagens, not Cadillacs. But, I like to try to come out with a balanced budget. So I like more realistic numbers. And when we inflate a vehicle to $92,000.
And that's what a truck costs nowadays, Commissioner.
No.
And I was thinking about a truck.
Sweetie, I just bought a truck.
Yeah, but yours is a small one.
Well, are we gonna really use the annex vehicle? Are we gonna use that as a gas guzzler? Or are we gonna be more wise and use it as an SUV? No,
No, I'm just messing with you.
I know.
It was just, no.
I think we should put
We should buy like, the one,
I think we should put 50,000.
Well, if we make a purchase, if we allocate the monies, does he still have to come to us to?
Not for that, we would do the requisition because, pregnancy procurement, you can buy up to $100,000 without.
Commissioners.
Obviously, if it's if it's not, then you can't buy it, but.
Your intent is not to go.
no, not to.
I know he's still doing an estimate there.
I just got numbers, some of these numbers that I'm seeing are dope, like I told, Alicia a while ago. There's.
I think it's you did it there.
Yeah, it was not clear, okay? And this $92,000, honestly, I was thinking about road and bridge. The trucks that we need.
Yeah, and that's what I.
Because I saw the numbers.
Over there.
But whenever it was put on the budget, and I mean, it's a lot of money for a school. I think 50,000, 60,000, I don't know.
Are we talking a north and a south county, a courthouse and annex vehicle?
No.
Is that what we're discussing?
Just annex.
Just this?
Do we have a bid for South and North County?
They do?
And those, compramos those, one for the courthouse and for the. What's the deal?
What year?
We use the 92,000.
That's the
And the
county?
sheriff's office just did a sale too of like really good cars. My brother bought one for sale.
Well, they.
We can use the 92,000, Commissioner, for two vehicles. One for the courthouse and one for the annex.
Do we really want to start? I thought there was a time when I was sitting in Commissioner's Court that we wanted to downsize and not have as many vehicles and not
do.
have as many
We do.
employees.
Absolutely.
So I think that's excessive. I think we're getting 2 trucks for the road and bridge, 2 trucks. 3 trucks?
It's on the budget.
See,
No, I
you know,
see
that it's not funny,
We have-
man.
okay,
You
all right.
know,
Okay,
because
let
our
me- yeah.
constituents
Right.
are gonna come back and say,
Commissioner,
what are you
this road and bridge department has been left alone since forever.
I get
We
it.
have trash
Yeah, I get
to
it.
work with, and they're working with trash.
I get it.
Let me tell you something right now, excuse me, Judge.
Go ahead.
Last week, one of the transmissions on the newer trucks went down.
You already told me.
That's, well, not them, I told you. That's $10,000 right off the bat. These are the newer trucks. You know something else? The other newer truck is doing the same crap.
Right.
So we're gonna be losing 2 trucks
Right.
within a month.
Um,
So this is where I come in.
And like we said with the financing, we leased those road and bridge trucks back in 2019. We leased them as well. We paid them over 5 years.
Right.
So I think given the budget for that option is also, you don't have to pay $300,000 upfront.
Right.
You don't
But
like
they
it, you
do-
turn it in. If you like it, you keep it, you
I
complete
mean-
the payoff and you're done.
But they're old trucks. I mean, they bought 2 trucks in 2020
Yeah.
and they haven't bought anything else.
I'm not arguing about the need of road and bridge, not only their trucks, but their equipment. we were on the annex.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
one vehicle, I think, is sufficient.
I think for the courthouse judge, when I speak on the maintenance, he has the truck that he uses. He's just gonna, get new tires. He says his truck is pretty good. The girls use it terrain. I would never drive one of those Cam vehicles.
Right.
So I don't know how they feel about that.
I just think that if the thought is to buy a courthouse vehicle, you gotta get rid of what you have.
Yes.
Right.
To replace
Yeah.
something for
And
something
we're
else.
fixing to do an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to replace it.
Yeah.
This is not getting an extra vehicle.
Yeah.
This is the ones we have.
We're not gonna keep the vignette.
No.
We're not gonna keep the van. Now, I didn't know it was you all's. But really, if you guys travel, you guys are pretty good about using, what is the vehicle that yeah. You guys are pretty good about using that to get yourselves back and forth, right?
I don't think they're authorized to use. A
Sheriff's vehicle.
as police.
That's why they have the ban.
Yes.
Okay, so you're saying,
So you're saying you want a van?
No, they have the.
I think we need to be also mindful that we are going after the de minimis rate. We're gonna be going up on taxes. So if we start spending money in a crazy way, they're asking for a target on our back. And that's why I'm trying to be a little fiscally responsible and staying within our means. That's it. I see it in that.
let me ask this, let me ask this. Are you pleased with the steps that we've taken today?
Yes.
Would you, it's not done.
It's not-
You're never gonna please an auditor, ever. So, but you think we made some progress
Yes,
today? We've had a good conversation.
the only other part of this, so I can get ready for the actual budget,
Okay,
is obviously there's vehicle stuff, the road and bridge, and the wages, the wage increase for employees. It's part of this budget. It's a 3% increase. If you wanna go back to the drive, I have a worksheet there that shows you. It's called number 11 pivot table, fiscal year 26, versus fiscal year 27, so
So that
the.
number 9, Darwin? Number 9, a worksheet,
Yeah,
drawing,
what is it?
current position.
Number 11, the pivot table, it's summarized, you don't wanna look through the whole, each department. It's a summary of how much of, right now, our all insurance costs, benefits, if we're fiscal year 26 budgeted amounts are $5.016 million. For fiscal year 20, cut it out. 26, I believe, fiscal year 27 is about $300,000 more. Of that, grants paid for $269,000. For that, cost of those increases, all the sheriff, office increases come from SB 22. Some of those positions are fully grant funded, So they pay for that, county pays some of those benefits. So you're not looking at a crazy increase from one fiscal year to the next when it comes to that raise, because those grants do help a lot, covering those costs.
I'm all in on 3%. I wish it could be more.
Well, and this may be the last time we get to do it.
So any discussion on employee raises? You thinking another number?
So right now, our wages with benefits are 5.3 million, and then for fiscal year 27 would be 5.7, but like I mentioned, a lot of those come from, they're paid by grants.
Mm-hmm.
And that's with all benefits paid, and every position is paid and filled, and they work the whole 12 months.
And is that in keeping with what our current,
Grant policy, salary schedule policy, yes,
salary
ma'am.
schedule policy is?
Correct.
I think we should comply with that.
What are your thoughts?
Department heads?
So is that okay? Yes?
I'm in agreement.
So that's on this, Judge. I don't know if you wanna go back to, I don't think it was clear on the annex of $300,000 repairs and the vehicle.
I think these guys are gonna throw rocks at each other.
I know, it went a little haywire.
And I think, I mean, I'm okay if you wanna leave that. I mean, it'll give us a chance to adjourn and then let these two knuckleheads throw rocks at each other. Or work it out, or maybe.
That can be Blair. Or Blair.
I see me even, I know what he.
So, I don't know, I want to say a couple of things. And I know I've said it before. Number one, God bless previous commissioners court, because, you know, for all their faults and all their weaknesses and some of the things that they did, we didn't agree with. They left us some money in the bank. God bless the previous auditor. God bless the previous commissioner court. You know, I remember sitting in on some of those budget workshops, and they would spend half a day arguing $500 on a line item. No, 200, 250. No, 500, 450, 425. What's that?
I think we did that too at the beginning.
Well, yeah. And again, I love the esprit de corps that we have, and I know some of it is banter, and maybe even a little too much banter. But I'll tell you, I know I've been giving the clerk kudos on the way, and the county attorney on the way we've been conducting our criminal docket. And I'll say the same for this commissioner's court. I appreciate the decorum. I appreciate we're allowing each other to have deep conversations. We're respectful of each other, and it goes a long way. I think it's very difficult when we make decisions like this to not take it personal, and sometimes we hold on to it too much, and it doesn't do anybody any good. So I'll just ask us to continue the path that we're on. I think we're making good strides. I have no doubt that we will pass a budget, and it may not be 100%. It may be a little bit in the red, but I think it's in line with what we've been doing and what I have found in the last 3 years that I've been here. We've been fiscally responsible, and we all try to stay in our lane. So I know we can get through this.
So you wanna wait for the road and bridge and the annex?
Yeah, unless you guys want to have another go at it. It's like a rooster fight. Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't add the $400,000 to road and bridge, so we need to add it.
And we have 6 trucks here. That's not correct.
Well, cause the other
7.
one is the Rudy,
Ruben
I'm
Yeah, Ruben wanted to have some trucks, but I've been with the guys on the road, and we're recently got 2 tons.
I wish, does anybody want to volunteer? And here's where I would ask the department heads all to be attentive and come back and say, do you have a vehicle? and has the vehicle, how many miles have you put on it this year? What have you used it for? Does it have a real, not, well, it's because we're waiting for something to happen and then we'll use it. No. Are you using it or not using it? Because what I see, the van and the, especially the piñata is rarely moved. I saw, you know what I saw the other day? I saw a big red and white pickup driving up and down the river road. It's the one I saw for 2 years sitting at the courthouse. But somebody bought it. Somebody bought it and somebody's using it. So, I mean, okay. I mean, they do have a value. It's probably not as much as we'd like. But I do think that we deserve to get good vehicles for our employees to shuttle back and forth, or attend a conference, or attend a training. Again, if we're the spirit of the thing is, if we're good and upfront, we recognize there has to be a checkout and a check-in system. If we can figure out through the treasurer's office how to have a credit card designated to it for fuel, it'll all work out in the end. I promise. There's no way. It is very difficult to cheat on those things. If all of a sudden we have a vehicle, we know it's averaging 20 miles a gallon, and all of a sudden it starts getting 4 miles to the gallon. Come on, dude, something's going on. So, but we need to, again, that's what we have, checks and balances.
So if you wanna leave that for the next budget, you will have to make that decision, because you're adopting your budget next week.
Okay, so you guys wanna,
So you
power
wanna
through
have
it?
that discussion
What do
and
you
come
want
back
to
to.
do? Do we just confirm the equipment, we're gonna
Right, we did.
go the
Yeah, we did that one, but still need to know about the trucks and the $400,000 for materials. And then you have $1,500,000 for annex repairs, and then the vehicles, kind of figure out.
$300,000 for the AC. It's not correct.
So-
Take that out.
So how much you wanna leave there?
Well, we have right now 48,000, and I'm gonna use it before the.
Right, but are you planning on doing something next year?
This would be like renovations for the, and we wanna join these two buildings. We will refurbish them, repairs.
Right, but how much would you wanna allocate for that? So that's why I'm saying, you wanna look at.
I wanna throw a number at me.
But then.
Right.
Then
What-
And that's all I'm asking is, you can laugh about it, but there are people that are on this Zoom that are
Yeah.
paying attention to that shit.
But this is-
And we're using their tax money, so that's.
This is to make your life funner.
Didn't I just,
My
didn't I
life is
just,
always
I
fun.
ju- didn't I just, 2 minutes ago compliment
Uh-huh.
the way we're
Yeah.
approaching, then all I said, dude,
I take that
Went
back.
through.
Yeah.
So if I can know, because I do have to have this numbers ready, if I can know by Friday.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Thank you so much. And I
we will
think
take
that-
all these trucks out because right now we have 5 people, we have 7 trucks in the budget.
Right,
I don't know what we're gonna do.
and also they have a discussion on the 2 full-timers for road and bridge.
Okay.
Um,
okay, so you guys have, you as a commissioner's court, have a job, which is to go back and iron out all these, and you guys come, and you guys always be with a solution. You know what? Yeah. You guys make me carry this monkey on my back, and I have to, I know that. But you know what? You guys come to me with a solution.
Yes, please, we will do. Also, if you want the budget workshop, that's fine.
Okay.
The only other thing I believe is, where's it at here?
I think we did.
We already,
Oh,
we,
it's for the next meeting, I apologize for that.
Yeah.
we already did the impact statement, the structure.
We'll have to, choose, alternative date for, tax hearing, proposed hearing case, it doesn't work out.
Correct.
But if that happens, just know that the tax rate will have to be lowered.
Correct.
Yeah.
It'll go to the last year's.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
You're
calculated,
really trust.
it's calculated,
That's it.
it's calculated.
Yeah, for our business.
That's what.
I think when we were discussing the setting of the tax rate, I gave I think I gave everyone a talking point on how to look at this. It is an increase. the median value,
Mhm.
and it's works out to $56 a year or $4.60, $4.66 a month. So, if you start hearing noise and you start hearing somebody do backflips and say, it's just a talking point. So you guys you may be approached, but to me, that's the thing. And unfortunately, even at that, I go back to the same thing when we look at the increases and everything else that we have. Still think it's very reasonable.
Well, and I don't think that, I think that Martha is dropping their, tax rate, right? The city of Martha. And then I just saw where, Presidio cannot raise theirs. They were named after the city that Ken Paxton went after and said, no new revenue.
For their audit?
Because of their audits. That just came out, today. So, I have a question. Apparently everything is garbled on Zoom, but do we have a line item for the Presidio County Child Welfare Board? And it was for 3,000? I'll look it up. I just got a text about that.
They just, those budgets are there, but if we don't go and get their requests, we don't pay them.
Okay.
So,
It's very, yeah.
So they've never spent that money?
They have spent some.
Okay.
They have come, and I'll give you, I think we had one case a year and a half, 2 years ago, and it was a family, and the mother had passed, and the kids were in a pinch. School was starting, shoes, I think we got some shoes and clothes. It was the right thing to do, I know that. So, but they don't abuse those budgeted monies. If they can go somewhere else through another nonprofit, or they will, and then we're like the last resort. They come and ask it.
I just wanted to make sure I could answer this question. Yes, there's $3,000 in the Presidio County Child Welfare.
Okay. Anything else, Ms. Sanchez?
no, sir.
You're not complete. Everybody's leaving here not completely satisfied. So that means we did something. And we have, I'll move on. So there's going to be no action taken on number 10. We've completed 11. We have administrative updates and announcements from the county judge and commissioners. Commissioner Hernandez. You have anything else?
That's three.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll see if I can get a copy of those.
Okay, so we can get that done. That's for the erosion issue.
For the cemetery.
Okay. And, Commissioner Escondrias.
We went to, Martha, to, Commissioner Isaac. We're gonna have to do some work in some of the areas there, buy some, materials to, build up some roads. They're having issues. And, one of my buddies in, Broward County gave me, this little stack of, for, potholes. When we used it, and it was real simple to use, and it's a good thing, so I'm
I like the product.
Yeah, I'm asking my auditor for some money. So we can try this.
Did he give you the bag?
Yeah, he did.
So he gave you materials.
It's a cold patch.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I was, and I'm gonna say a funny, I was, I had a training. I was a young trooper and I left to a training in Midland, Odessa. And you have to have your meals, what you bought. Well, one of the meals I bought was a pizza. And my sergeant calls me in and he says, so I see on your meals that you bought a pizza. Yes. And it was a large pizza. Yes. And he said, so, and he already knew I had some friends that had come to visit me at the hotel. And he's like, so did they partake in the pizza? And I'm like, so I'm being still, I know I am. We should, I think
I believe we should get this money and try this product. And keep Mr. Davis,
No, I think it'll show good intent. And it's,
we haven't done anything, Judge.
Yeah.
To follow those issues, so we have, everybody saying that he's saying today, it's the county is in the city, but still the constituents are the ones that pay the taxes, they want to.
sometimes a fresh set of eyes on a situation is sometimes the best thing to happen. So I admire that you're stepping up to the bat and taking a swing. I really admire that. And I think we should give him an opportunity to either succeed or to fail. And if he does fail, then we help him back up and we just keep going. So,
The other thing that we're choosing is our leagues here, and are we ready to go with the Lord of the Charters?
are you guys ready to abandon over there?
Yes, and from what I understood on my side, that they're gonna start, whatever's left, they're gonna take it tomorrow.
Okay, so can someone here notify, I guess, Chief Nunez?
I already talked to him last night.
Okay, so that's in play. I'm sure they're gonna wanna do some stuff to it. Hell, I'd slap
Chief
them.
Nunez is, oil?
Yes,
Oh, for the arrest?
for the old one.
A very random question,
Please.
since we're doing budget stuff, I've been wondering this. I know the past several years, our court has been running on deficit, with like court fees and fines, but now that I've been assessing some court fines, I'm wondering where
It's not where it needs to be.
okay.
And I have a question for my finance ladies. Every time we pay, our renewal on our stabilization road and bridge $10. Where's that money?
Well,
Can I have it?
to pay it, like, but where is the?
Every time we pay, we say road and bridge $10.
Yeah, it's state and county fees, road and bridge also collects. So if you look at the road and bridge, but you have revenues and you have expenses. So the revenues are part of those fees. Obviously, they don't offset the expenses, so we collect.
It just came to my attention.
Yeah.
It was going straight to road and bridge.
Well, it's not the road and bridge, so, but it helps fund road and bridge.
It goes into the general fund.
Yeah.
And it offsets it.
Here.
Oh, no, but you're only making about 200, and the revenues, if you look at it, it's about $360,000 a year, and your expenses are over $1 million.
Right, and growing.
Commissioner H?
Yeah, I've been in contact with TxDOT regarding the county assistance program. I've shared this with Obed, and they approved us up to $10,000. And definitely we're gonna get the delineators and also millings. So I needed to report to them what size dump truck we have, and I understand only one of the three are working, and that's a 5-yard dump truck. And then you're gonna ask for two 12-yard dump trucks. So they're gonna want to know when we can get those millings off of 90, that is west of Marfa.
Is this millings gonna be deducted from the 10,000?
No.
And they give her.
The 10,000 is the value that we get.
Yes.
So yes, it's part of the
Is
10,000.
that what we were talking to them before we got anything? Because we were trying to get some good material,
Right,
So
so
they wanted to give us like rails and all this.
it has to be surplus or not on their inventory anymore. So that pile there on 90, west of Martha is not gonna be on their inventory. So they're gonna be measuring it, and then I think it was like 300 yards or so. I asked them, can we get the emulsion, the oil that you gotta put down first before you, and they said, no, that never gets surplus because they can always use that. Right. This is why I'm sitting there going, before we start spending $400,000 on materials, maybe we should look at what we're getting, and we should try to just keep it reasonable and within a fiscal year expenditure timeline. That's all I got. Had to get that in, that.
Do,
I know you were.
okay, thank you.
You already told me this, Commissioner.
Sure. Okay, so, my updates, I'll keep them short and sweet. I was just talking with Buddy Knight. Apparently, pacemaker they put in had bad cables. So he feels 100% better. They're gonna release him from ICU. He sounded great. So continued prayers for him. I had a meeting with, Rodney Scott. Rodney Scott is a commissioner of CBP. It was a closed meeting, to only judges and sheriffs. And he was very frank. It did get political, and we discussed mandates, we discussed monies, we discussed, previous administrations, we discussed, migrant surges, we discussed the strain on medical and, how everything went with it. So, they are going to, it looks like they're going to go forward. Now, what they have done is they've stopped all construction as it stands today. That will probably be in effect for 2 or 3 weeks. I don't think it's going to be more than 2 or 3 weeks. They're going to come up with one of the things that they did take ownership of was this digital map that was available and the changes to it. And they said it was with the best of intentions, we pushed that out. And if we did anything wrong, it was that, and it was not keeping everybody apprised of where we're headed. So I'm glad to say, well, the national park was going to have what you call a virtual wall, just technology, cable, fiber, sensors, cameras. They are going to have in some of the areas, just like a barrier, vehicle barrier system. That won't be as intrusive. The only good note that I can say is they did decide to do the same for the state park. They said, if we're going to do it for our national park that we reckon for those reasons, then we're also going to do it for the state park. They said the rest of you guys, the private, we're going for it. So, that's an update. I don't know what else can happen. There's so many things that can happen. But that is from the horse's mouth, that's where they're headed. So in that proposal, it looks like if it remains and it goes through, you're looking at 64 point and some change of a 30-foot wall. Miles from here to the end of Presidio County. A small portion, I think it's 500 feet of Jeff Davis County, and then all the way to Fort Hancock, Texas. And so we'd go from Fort Hancock, Texas, all the way to Del Rio, to Amistad Lake. So,
So may I add a couple of things to that?
Yeah.
So in talking with the federal contractors, the reason they're in Presidio County, they didn't have to pause because they've never started. And part of their big reason is because they don't have ROEs, right of entry. They've only gotten letters signed for 20% of the landowners with Bernard Construction, which is more to the west. And then Fisher only has like 30% of the landowners signed up. So there's a big pushback by landowners. And so I think that is really slowing things down. And there's still entities that are trying to file suits, and they're hoping the election in November will change things.
One of the things that Judge McKenzie was there, and we talked about her road and use ordinance. And I'm just telling the court, it's something we need to start moving that forward. Because we're not going to be, if it does, and we can't, and they do go through, they can use our roads. So, and so we have to be proactive in making sure we get something. I'm not saying theirs is perfect, but we need to get something on paper and passed.
Has she given theirs is in use now,
Yes,
Is she,
yes. She's.
like,
Yes.
you know, is the bond worked out for them?
Yes.
Or was it worthless,
Yes.
stuff like that?
And it's something, if you'd like, maybe you and I can have a conversation with the judge and their county attorney and discuss if you could change something, what would you change? We can have those conversations. But I do think we need to put something on paper. Because if not, we're not gonna be able to defend ourselves.
Yeah, they're the first ones to put it in use, so I do want to use it as a guinea pig, right? But
yeah.
where they went wrong, that's like.
Her overall take was that it was working very well, exactly like they expected. So.
Yeah, I'm hearing there are concerns about bond.
Yeah.
You know.
So what we need to start thinking, again, this is probably not gonna make Miss Bailon very happy. But to me, there's gonna have to be a review mechanism. There's gonna have to be somebody that initiates and someone that finalizes all this. And from everything I can tell, it's probably gonna be your office. So if you haven't been busy, get ready or take a nap, and it's time to get busy. So, because it's gonna affect you the most. It's gonna affect you the most. Does anyone have any questions or thoughts or concerns for me? Okay. So, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion, second? Second. I have a motion, second. All in favor? 2:09 PM.